Yeah.
Hey, that's fucking awesome though. Can't complain.
They don't give a shit. They'll just resend it to you. Like, yeah. Like
And plus,
they don't care. It doesn't matter to them. It's like a rounding error to them if it happens. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So like they'll just, here you go. You didn't get your stuff? We'll just send you another one.
Right.
Like, okay, well, cool, I guess. Especially when I find out that it was at my neighbor's house the whole fucking time. Not even at their house. Sitting in front of, because I didn't know, because they take that picture of what it fucking, where they left it. And I'm like, I don't know what that is. That doesn't look like my front door. What is that? And you can just kind of see something in the background.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, and I eventually figured out it was a garage door. The dude just left it in front of the garage at one of my neighbor's house. But what was funny is because I actually found it before the new stuff showed up. And I didn't tell him, like, oh, you don't have to send me this now. I was like, no, fuck you.
Right? They should have dropped it off at the right place. So but hell, like, you got duplicates, so you could always sell them for a profit.
It was great. So I've got like extra fucking Spider-Man and it's mostly Spider-Man. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's almost all Spider-Man because that's what I fucking ordered. There was a bunch of extra.
Nothing wrong with Spider-Man.
And yeah. So by the way, we're live, people. We're live. I just started
for a minute and a half now.
I just started the chat because I was like, whatever. We weren't saying anything scandalous, I don't think.
So how's it going, everybody?
I didn't use my intro or anything. Although I need to do this. I haven't played this in a while. Where is it? Here we go.
G.I. Joe is the code name for America's daring, highly trained Special Mission Force. Its purpose, to defend human freedom against Cobra, a ruthless terrorist organization determined to rule the world. G.I. Joe.
Now, if that doesn't get you pumped up, I don't know what does. Come on.
Yeah, no shit. You gotta love that intro.
I get every time I play that, I get one of those copyright warning things or whatever.
Nah, fuck them if they can't take a joke.
You can't make money on this video. I'm like, joke's on you. I don't make money on these videos anyway, so fuck off. So,
yep. Well, I got a few things to show off. I mean, Matt, you know pretty much what it is.
You have to show off. I want to see what geek stuff you have to show off. I'm going to show off my geek stuff. We are going to get into like movies and TV shows and stuff. I promise everyone. But I do want to see toys. What do we got here? Oh, we got Gunslinger Spawn.
Yeah.
That is probably the best Spawn figure that's ever been made, in my opinion. Some people disagree.
I don't know. To me, I think it might be this one.
I've got Raven Spawn too. Raven Spawn is cool, but that guy, like, dude, when you get them out of the package, put those two next to each other. I'm gonna tell you, the Gunslinger Spawn is so much more awesome. The Raven Spawn, great, but the Gunslinger Spawn is fucking phenomenal. Oh, we got RoboCop.
NECA RoboCop.
Look at that.
He's got his extra head.
Yeah, I still
his fucking pistol, and I'm not sure what the fuck that is down there, but okay. And his rifle, I guess, what is it, a Barrett? Looks like a Barrett.
Sort of.
Yeah, well, because it was a Barrett that they used in the movie.
Yeah.
A Schwarzenegger. Ooh.
NECA Terminator.
I wish he came with like a completely endoskeleton head. I mean, I know you can get just the endoskeletons themselves by themselves. Just the T.
I mean, you got this one where half his fucking face is missing. This one is just his eye is fucked up.
I want to get one. I want to get like one of those and then one of the endoskeletons and swap the heads.
Got his fucking little, what is that, a 44 mag that he carried, or is it 357? The
That's
revolver.
when he had the big fucking laser on.
I don't see a laser on it.
He have one with the fucking 44, whatever the fuck it was, had a laser on it in the movie. I think.
Yeah.
He comes with 2 additional hands down there with the gloves. This dude's fucking sick. I love him. And then stand up.
Is that
The
NECA
end
or
of
is that a different company?
No, it's NECA.
NECA, okay.
Yeah, it's 2-pack.
Because there's been a couple companies that make them, but NECA does them the best. Yeah, see that head on that fucking Arnie body would look badass.
Yeah, that one or that one.
That's fucking sweet.
And they got each of their own rifles. And then last but not least, Future War.
Nice.
Metal Mash.
I need to get some Terminator fucking figure. I don't have any.
Even that head would look badass on that other Schwarzenegger.
Mm-hmm.
He's got his rifle.
Buy Terminator shit.
I'm gonna have to heat it up because if you look, the actual underpiece to it is kind of bent. So I'm just gonna heat it up a little bit and try to straighten it. But T2, Future Wars.
Yeah. That's fucking sweet. I need to get some of those. I have no Terminators in my collection, man. No Terminator, no RoboCop. It's a travesty.
Well, see, the thing is, like you don't pay full, retail price for it. That RoboCop, they wanted, what was it, $50 or $60?
They want more than retail for those fucking things.
And I got RoboCop for $30. The Terminator I got for about $35, I think it was. I'd have to go back and look for sure. It's $35, $40. And then the other ones I got for, I don't know, the 2 spawns were like $15 a piece.
Yeah.
And then the 3 endoskeletons, I don't remember what I paid for those. They were like $30. But they're fucking sweet, dude. I can't wait to get them out of the package and, set them up on the shelf.
I haven't gotten much in the last few weeks. So I got these. Did I show these last week? My 89 Batman?
Yeah.
I showed those last week. They're fucking so cool.
Have you seen the new one that they're coming out with, the unmasked one? It's like a 12-inch.
Look at that.
Yeah, those are fucking cool. I still haven't got a chance to order them.
It looks like the way Michael Keaton wish he looks.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
And then I got old. Anybody know old classic Star-Lord? Like I'm not talking. This is like pre-Guardians of the Galaxy. He was first introduced back in the 1970s.
Mm-hmm.
Old school Star-Lord.
I've seen him.
And then I got this dude. I showed you this the other night. Star Wars.
Oh yeah.
Cal Kestis, the Jedi.
I'd like to see him out of the package.
Yeah, I haven't taken him out yet, but that's all I've gotten in the last few weeks.
Yeah, what I just showed you was my last week haul, or this past week's haul. They all came in like a couple days apart.
Yeah.
One came from New York. One set came from New York. The other set came from California because I got them on Whatnot.
Just realized I lost a batarang somewhere. What the hell?
Oh shit! You'll never find that motherfucker now.
No.
Way to go.
I found it. I found my batarang.
Yeah, wipe your brow.
Keaton Batman without his fucking batarang. Jesus. That's just not right. It fell right out of his hand again. Jesus Christ.
I still want to get that big ass fucking Batwing that McFarlane introduced. What was it last
week? That
week?
thing is awesome, but I have no fucking clue where the fuck I would put that. It's goddamn huge.
You would have to hang it from your ceiling.
Yeah, you'd have to hang it somewhere.
Just hang it from the ceiling with
the thing is like this big. Like that's not even a joke. It's like this.
No, yeah. The base that it comes with, you can actually screw it to the wall and it'll hang on the wall. You just take the bat symbol off the base and it has a already pre-drilled hole. You can just screw it to your wall, put the bat symbol back on it, and hang it from that.
Yeah, I don't even fucking like. Yeah, I saw it and it was cool. It was also very expensive. It was like $250, and I just don't have the money to buy that. But I just look. I was looking around my room, and I'm like, I have nowhere. I would have to, I guess, hang it from the ceiling there or something. Like, I don't
Yeah.
know where the hell I would put it. I have no wall space in here to put anything. So, like, I would have like, and you guys can't see it, but like, I have my my Millennium Falcon hanging from the ceiling over there because I have no fucking space for it. So it's hanging from the ceiling right next to all my Star Wars shit up there.
Hell
And,
yeah.
like, that's what I have to do it. But even then, it's so fucking huge. Like, I was
What is it?
What? I don't need this. I don't have the money for it anyway. Even if I did, I don't have the space for it. I don't need it. Like, I don't really, outside of Star Wars,
You could find a way.
3 3/4 inch figures, I don't collect vehicles, right? Like,
Right.
I don't. With the Star Wars and G.I. Joe stuff that I have over there, all my little 3 3/4 inch shit, I like getting some of the vehicles and stuff, you know. So I've got like a Millennium Falcon, a TIE Fighter. I've got Anakin Skywalker's Jedi Starfighter. I got a Y-Wing. I got an ATST Walker. I got a couple of speeders. You know, I got like stuff because it's you know, shit from my childhood. Not all of it, obviously, because like, you know, some of it's from the prequels from when I wasn't a kid. But you know, I like that stuff, and I've got some G.I. Joe vehicles and stuff, and I've posted some stuff on the Geek Fusion channel, just showing some of the stuff that I've picked up. But yeah, like the bigger stuff, man, I ain't got room. These figures are already so big themselves. Like, look at all the shelf space they take up. Like, the only thing I've got is, and you can't really, you can kind of see it down here. I've got some Ghost Rider on his motorcycle, because you have to have fucking his motorcycle if you're gonna have fucking Ghost Rider. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, sure.
But other than that, by the way, for people that are wondering what happened to my mood lights, they shit out on me today, and I'm very pissed off. They don't work. They just fucking stopped work. And if anybody out there had any idea what it took to run 130 feet worth of lights through each of these shelves and connect them all, and it took me about 12 hours to do that on one Saturday almost 2 months ago when I got those lights in, and to think they just shit out after less than 2 months, I'm very fucking pissed off.
I'd be too.
I'm fucking furious. I went and wrote a shitty ass fucking review on Amazon for those fucking lights. I'm gonna have to get new lights and restring everything, and now I don't want to buy the ones I got before because they obviously fucking suck. So I'm trying to figure out what lights I can get, and it's just a pain in the dick. So that's why they're not lit up behind me. I just got a regular fucking light in here today because I'm fucking pissed, man. That took so much time to hook all that shit up. Anyway, but yeah. So anyway, welcome to Geek Night, everybody. Oh, what do you got there? What do you got? Hold on.
I finally opened up some I've had for a while.
Bo-Katan. You got
hell yeah.
Bo-Katan. She's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. I need to get me some Bo-Katan.
And to go along with my Shuri Black Panther, I've got T'Challa.
Oh, nice. Matching pair.
Yeah, he's pretty cool.
Nice. I have some Mandalorians. So first off, I've got, what the fuck? I clicked the wrong thing. Hold on a second.
Yes, you did.
I clicked on Corey. Hold on.
I'm the host.
Here. I've got my Boba Fett's. You know, Jesus Christ. I didn't even see it. This one is my, which one is this one? Revoltech. This one is, which one's this one? This one is Star Wars Black Series. This one is my model kit. Did I hit that fucking button? I did hit that fucking button. This one's my model kit. And this one is my Mafex. Currently, this is the only Mafex I own. So I have those. But then I've got Din Djarin. and I've got my old school animated look Boba Fett, and I've got the other model kit that I did up as a Death Watch trooper. Those are my fucking Mandalorians. Those are the Mandalorians I have in that 6-inch scale, and then I've got a bunch of smaller ones for my old school Star Wars shit. Yay, toys! I fucking love toys. Fuck you. That's what I said. I said it.
Yeah, and I recently ordered, because I was on Big Bad Toy Store, they had a 1-day sale on a G.I. Joe, whatever series that is, a Snake Eyes for $9.99. So I was like, I can't pass that up.
Snake Eyes for what?
$9.99.
Shit. Like Hasbro, like Star Wars Classified series?
Yes.
Damn, that's cheap. I've got 2 Snake Eyes.
And I pre-ordered a Shipwreck, and I ordered that Spirit Iron Knife.
I've got Spirit. I pre-ordered Shipwreck and Bazooka. Because they had Shipwreck and Bazooka went on pre-order at the same time. And I pre-ordered both of them because I like Bazooka. Oh, we got a super chat out there. Josh G says, I finished Picard Season 2 last night, and it didn't make any sense at all. We're going to talk about Picard. But we're going to talk about Season 3. So I don't give a shit about Season 2.
I was going to say a while ago, damn well, if you really wanted that Batwing, you would find a place for it, because I guarantee if someone gave you, or you managed to buy one of the USS flags, damn well you would fucking make room for that.
Well, yeah, but that's in the scale that I already collect stuff for. Like, I don't collect. That's because that flag is for 3 3/4, 4-inch figures, which I already have a bunch of that stuff. I don't collect the big stuff. I just don't really want the Batwing. Like, I don't. It's not something I collect. It's cool as shit, but it's not something that I fucking want. So
right. No, I understand.
But anyway. All right, well, we were just talking about Mandalorian, so let's talk about the Mandalorian Season 3. We got the finale this week. I would like to discuss it and talk about it in great detail. I will just start by saying these last 2 episodes of The Mandalorian, the one before the finale and the finale, are probably 2 of the best Mandalorian episodes ever. My opinion. If you disagree, that's fine. I think they were 2 of the best Mandalorian episodes that we've gotten. They were fucking great. They were
amazing.
I just fucking seeing that many Mandalorians fighting the Empire, and like even bringing back what's his face, Moff Gideon, in his fucking Mandalorian armor and all this shit. Of which there's a theory, by the way. There's a theory that was a clone. That wasn't really him. Because in the first 2 seasons, every time we saw Moff Gideon, he had a mustache, and this dude didn't, just like all the other clones that we saw in this episode. Did you catch that?
I've seen this theory floating around, yeah.
I don't know if it's true. But
I mean, it would make sense. It's an easy way for them to write him back in as a character still.
Yeah. Although it does play into something, because I said this after not this season finale, but the episode before, I was telling Duke, I was like, man, I really thought that all those troopers were going to take off their helmets and they were all going to be him, because he straight up said, he's like, oh, I'm paraphrasing here. I've taken all the best things of Mandalore and blah, 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 and the armor. And the best thing about it is it has me in it. Right. So I thought for sure he was going to be in all the armor. They never revealed that, but they did show he had a whole bunch of clones. So I don't fucking know about that. But I thought the last 2 episodes were fucking great. I will say that the season finale felt like a series finale, not a season finale. Like, it felt like the end. And I know it's not, because they already announced season 4. But it felt like there was no big cliffhanger or anything, right? Like, it was like everybody's getting what they want, right? Mandalorians have joined back up. They got rid of the Empire. They've got Mandalore back. Din Djarin and Din Grogu have their little house where he's going to proceed to train Grogu about whatever. and everything. Like it was a happy ending, which you usually don't see unless it's a series finale. So it was kind of odd, I guess, because I expected, maybe more of a cliffhanger since we know we're getting season 4. But they just decided to end it kind of in a good place for all the characters, you know? Like, there was really nothing left hanging, per se.
I have a question.
Yes.
Why should I care, or why should any of us really care about Moff Gideon so much? Like, why is he the big bad?
Why is he the big bad? I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah, because I mean, like, there's Thrawn who's out there who they mentioned, who's like, in my opinion, a way, 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 way better bad guy than some fucking guy who likes to clone things and like sucks at ordering troops around and, you know, all the things that Gideon's known for throughout the series. Was he in anything else? Was Moff Gideon in some other Star Wars that I'm not aware of?
He's been in some comics and stuff. So that's it as far as I know. I don't think he's been in any other, like, he hasn't been in any of the movies, and I don't think he's been in any of the other TV series that I remember. I don't remember him from Clone Wars or Rebels or anything. But he's been in like some of the comics, and he might have been in some of the books. So, no, I think he was a good villain for the Mandalorian, just in that he was a good foil who had a reason that, you know, he obviously had this backstory with Mandalorians and the Darksaber and all this stuff, and he was capable enough that he could be a consistent problem for the main characters of the show. But yeah, absolutely, they straight up, and I don't think they're hiding from it. They're not, you know, they're straight up saying Thrawn is way worse. So,
way better. Yeah.
You know, well, as far as like a bad guy, you know what I mean? He's a much bigger bad guy. And I think Moff Gideon is just kind of he's a tier down from from Thrawn in this afterworld of fucking Empire being broken apart and all this shit, and he just happens to be the one that is causing problems for Mandalore because he's got some personal connection with Mandalore, you know. So he hates Mandalorians and all this shit. And he's obsessed with, you know, cloning Force wielders, which made him a great foil for this show because of Grogu. Because Thrawn doesn't really give a shit about the Force.
I understand. I'm just saying, like, moving... And actually, that's not true. Thrawn does give a fuck about the Force. If you read the original Heir to the Empire trilogy, that was the whole thing. Like, they went to the planet where there was those little creatures that created anti-Force bubbles, and they put enough of them together so that they could clone Luke, and then clone some other... I forget who it was, some, like, Dark Jedi who they made into a fucking Sith Lord or Sith Master or whatever.
Yeah, they cloned that. I forget the guy's name, but I know who you're talking about. Well, he cared about it enough to know
that it could help. Yeah.
Well, yeah. But it wasn't like this dude seems to be obsessed with cloning himself as a Force user. Thrawn didn't. Thrawn saw it exclusively as two things. One, something to be careful of, which is why he used those creatures to protect him. Like when he went down to the planet to find, what is his name? Jaren something? Or I can't remember the guy's name.
I can't remember right now either.
But he went down to the planet, and remember when he first meets him, the dude tries to like force lightning him or something, and the lightning just dissipates before it hits him because Thrawn's got that fucking creature around his neck. You know?
Yeah. So but the other part about it was like he did a study, like in the book, they did a study about efficiency of the troopers, of like the stormtroopers, and like coordination of the troopers, and they found that they were like 25 or 40% more efficient or something like that when there was the like Jedi Master or whatever, like coordinating them. Not Jedi, Sith Master. So that's why he wanted to do it. That's why he wanted the clone. That's why he wanted that dude, was because he wanted a Sith Master like in control of the battles, helping his forces fight more efficiently.
Yeah. I wonder, you've never watched Rebels, right?
I don't think I've watched all of it.
Yeah, because I mean,
I've watched most of it.
with Thrawn coming back and everything that happened in Rebels, and we know Thrawn was wherever Ezra was. I'm wondering if that's going to play into it, like if he's trying to use Ezra in some way for the Ahsoka series. You know, curious about that. I don't know. I guess we'll have to wait and see, but. But no, I like the Mandalorian finale. I thought it was good. Again, it felt more like a series finale than a season finale, but it was good. It was 2 great fucking episodes right there at the end. Lots of fucking Mandalorians fighting and all kinds of cool shit and lots of action and shit blowing up and fucking Grogu right there at the end, fucking busting out some force powers to save his dad and his aunt. I guess that's what she is now or something like that, whatever the fuck Bo-Katan is to him. Although now there's that because okay, so do you remember anybody in here? Do you remember in the Book of Boba Fett, those 2 episodes that focus on the Mandalorian? Like, remember when? And I'm paraphrasing, but like the armor basically says something along the lines of, "We're waiting for the chosen Mandalorian, the chosen one, to rise up and ride the great mythosaur to bring back Mandalore."
Yeah.
I can't remember exactly how she says it, but she says something along those lines. That the Mandalorian that rises up and rides on the back of the mythosaur will be the chosen one that unites Mandalore and brings it back and all that shit. And then we had that scene in the season finale where clearly Grogu senses the fucking mythosaur under the water. So I'm thinking maybe Grogu is the Mandalorian that fucking rides the mythosaur, because we know he has a connect. Like since the very first season, he's had a connection where he could control creatures. Like that seems to be a strong suit for him. You know, like he can connect with them and control them in ways that, you know, because every Jedi has kind of their own thing, you know, that they're good at or whatever, right? Some are better at certain things than others. Some are better at like mind control. Some are better at whatever it is. His thing, as far as we can see, like outside of just regular like pushing people around with the Force, like the one thing he seems to have is like a connection with creatures. So I'm thinking that Grogu is the chosen one. I don't know if that's true.
When you were talking
I agree with that theory.
When you were talking about different Jedis that are good at different things for some reason, the Family Guy Star Wars popped in my head where the old guy's tickling fucking Peter's son with the Force. Like his specialty is molesto.
Molesto, yeah. That was one thing I loved about all the books, though, because remember in all the books back in the 90s, they would that's where they really delved into that, because they never dealt with it in the original trilogy, but in the books they really delved into the idea that different Jedi had different talents. You know, not everybody was the same. The Force could be used in different ways. You know, like what is it? They said Anakin, and I'm talking about Anakin Solo, Luke or Han and Leia's son. Anakin Solo was really, really good with technology. Like that's how, like he saw the Force in a way that made it to where, you know, he could see in his mind the intricacies of technology, and he could build just about anything, and he could do just about anything with technology. Like that was his thing, you know. And like Leia was not outwardly powerful with the Force, but she was really Force sensitive. Like she could sense things happening across the fucking galaxy, right? Even though she really didn't have a lot of Force powers per se. You know, like they were all good at different shit. And I always thought that was cool. It was a cool aspect to the Force, where based on a person and their personality and things they were sensitive to, you know, it's almost like, you know, fucking X-Men or something, right? Like everybody's got different powers or whatever the fuck it is, you know. Everybody can do different shit. Everybody's good at different things or can use the Force in different ways or whatever. I always thought that was a cool aspect of it that never played enough. I mean, I know it honestly has never played really into the movies at all. Like, it's
well, in the movies, no one ever really got trained, right? I mean, like, we skipped over Anakin Skywalker's training. He went from like little Padawan to like teenage angst Padawan who already knew a bunch of shit. Luke got like half a day of training on the spaceship on the way to the fucking Death Star, and like a weekend's worth of Dagobah, and then like that's all he got. So he got like the battle crash course training and skipped over basically everything else, like force healing and all the other things that they can do. Like Luke doesn't even know about it, right? And then you have Rey, who's just like fucking like, I don't know, good at everything from the beginning and never had to be taught anything, and like knows more about the Force than Luke does, and like that's like Jesus Christ. Like that one pissed me off.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, we never got to see anyone's like actual train. Like, you know how they have the video game of like Hogwarts now that you can go and like do the different classes and join Slytherin or whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
Like they need some shit like that. And I don't know if they already have it. Maybe they have, and I just don't know about it. But like some kind of video game where you can like
so I
start
remember
as a Padawan and
I remember what was that game? The Force Unleashed. I played both of those games. And you could kind of, because there was a little bit of a role-playing aspect to it where you could kind of tweak what your, you know, what things you were going to be good at in the game as far as your force powers, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, there was an aspect of it in that. I haven't played a lot of the Star Wars games, so I don't know if they ever played that aspect into, like, other games.
I mean, the only one that I ever played was Star Wars Battlefront. I fucking love that game.
I remember playing Battlefront 2 briefly.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of the same concept, but like where you, like a not a first person, like a strategy, real-time strategy game, you know, where you gotta build fucking this thing and get resources over here and train troops and send them against that, you know, whatever it is.
Yeah.
I fucking love that style of game. That's my shit.
To quote Ogre from Arena of the Nerds, nerds!
Yep, that's right. Fucking nerds.
Nerd alert.
As I have a table
super
full.
chats real quick. Dustin Butt says they were great, but I was still hoping for more in the finale. It was supposed to be the series finale, so that makes sense. He's dead as fuck, by the way. That was a theory I heard. Is that finale is Din Djarin's actually dead, and that's his dying thoughts as everything works out for everybody. So, Josh, he says.
I don't like how he got kicked off of the Mandalorian planet. Not kicked off, but they're like, you have to go train your Padawan, go into the universe and teach him. It's like, bitch, how many fucking generations of Mandalorians lived on Mandalore? Do they not fucking get training on You can't train on Mandalore? Is that the deal? You got to go out in space and do it? Like, fucking let him stay, man. You guys just took back a planet. Din Djarin risked his life left and right, put his like figurative son on the line on the like the sacrifice table, and like miraculously didn't have to do that, you know. And they're just like, all right, goodbye now, thank you,
peace out, get the fuck out.
Yeah. Hey, I know that it was you who like came here and discovered that we could breathe, and it was you who put everyone together and brought fucking Bo-Katan to the fucking whatever like sect of Mandalorians it was, and you know it was you who fought everything along the way and did all this shit. Go away. You know, we're just, you know, you've done enough here.
Fuck out. We're gonna enjoy the planet now. You can fuck off.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
That's fucked up.
Josh T dropped in super chat, says, I thought the armor said whoever holds this hammer, if he be worthy, shall possess the power of Thor. I think you're thinking of another movie, but that's okay. It's all right. She might have said that as well. I don't know.
The final battle was a little funny though when her weapons of choice was flying at him with a hammer.
Yeah.
But she was beating the fuck out of him with it.
Yeah.
Standing is understandable, like when you're in like hand-to-hand combat, but you're flying with a jetpack.
Yeah, that part was a little. Let's forget physics.
If she was Thor, it would make her understand an Asgardian. But
well, Din Djarin had his fucking staff or whatever, that spear that was made out of Beskar.
They melted that down.
And then they were like, nope, you can't have weapons made out of Beskar. Except for me. I got this hammer, bitch.
Oh, yeah.
It makes armor, so I get to have it.
I think she makes up the rules, and the rest of the Mandalorians are so dumb, they're just like, okay.
Yeah, I've done it now. I'm drunk and I'm eating sushi. I'm here y'all talking about Star Wars.
Drunk and eating sushi? That's fucking
Yep.
nasty.
So we had 2 season finales this week with Picard, and I know I missed some of it. I didn't see your email until.
We haven't talked about Picard yet. We haven't talked about Picard yet. But yeah, we had Mandalorian, we had Picard this week. The 2 Star Wars, Star Trek nerd franchises both had a season finale this week. And
Which one you like out of the 2?
And I'm gonna. Well, they were both awesome.
Oh, really? I heard a lot of people shit on that Mandalorian.
I enjoyed the shit out of both of these shows.
I
will say right here and now, I enjoy Picard more. I think it's a better fucking show.
Funny thing is, I've heard that too from a lot of people.
Like,
well, is Picard really that much better, or
no, it's not. Picard is fucking terrible in my opinion.
What I was going to say is we had so many 2 horrible seasons of Picard. 1 decent season makes it seem like a masterpiece.
Well, I say Boer loves
it. It's much better than a decent season.
Let me tell you why I don't like it. Because it's not Star Trek in the traditional way that Star Trek TV shows have been. And I'm not saying that everything needs to be episodic, but in order to be Star Trek, you need to have that aspect of like, okay, here we are on the space station again, and oh, there's a space storm or whatever happens, right? Like, you have to set up the premise, and it's like this is just like this ongoing, long, drawn-out story because they want to be Game of Thrones or something, but they suck at writing, so they can't pull it off. And at the same time, hold on. And at the same time, all they want to do is create as much drama as possible so that they can have like. That's what they want is drama this and drama that. And it's like the same shit that they did with the Hobbit, or the Hobbit, the fucking Willow, that pissed me off about Willow. It's like, oh, well, we gotta have these relationship problems between characters because we, as writers, are too fucking stupid to come up with a goddamn good story. So instead, we're just gonna have drama.
First of all, it was a fucking great story. It was awesome.
Honda's mic is loud.
It was incredibly fucking entertaining.
Sorry, I turned it down. It had all the best fucking characters being amazing the whole time. The story was fucking great about the Borg and the changeling. Hey, dude, fuck off. It was fucking great. It was taking the 2 huge villains from fucking Star Trek and putting them in this conspiracy together. Okay, I haven't watched the finale yet, I guess. So I don't know anything about Borg.
I just find it interesting that the most parts that people like of Star Trek is just, we got to go back to the nostalgia bait of all the stuff we had seen way back.
I find it hilarious though how unknowledgeable the people working on Star Trek is if they think that's the full size of Starfleet's fleet. That was tiny. That was not even a wing during the multiple.
Well, that was just the fleet that was fucking around Earth.
They said the entire fleet.
I didn't think it was the entire fleet.
That's what they were calling it, the entire fleet. That wasn't even like a wing of a fleet during the Dominion War. They had more Galaxy class ships during the Dominion War than what they showed in the finale.
Oh yeah, no, it wasn't all of them.
But that's what they were.
It was probably like 200 ships.
Yeah, Starfleet's got thousands of ships.
Oh, tens of thousands of ships.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no, I didn't think it was the whole thing.
That's what they were describing it. The entire several episodes. The entire fleet's going to be around Earth. Apparently, the fleet has shrunk down to the levels of Kirk's time period.
Well, I mean, it is post-Dominion War. Like, how many years after the Dominion War ends is this supposed to take place? Like 15, 20? So, that's enough time to, I guess, rebuild. But, like,
this is
about how many ships were lost in the Dominion War. They had
nearly 40 years after the Dominion War.
They lost, like, half of them?
This is probably about almost 35, 40 years after the Dominion War.
Oh, really?
Yeah. If not longer.
All I know is I loved every fucking minute of Picard.
Congrats!
I think it's just because
Honda is pissed off with what they did with Riker.
In one episode.
Oh, don't tell me they
No,
what they
but
do to
it wasn't
Riker.
just one episode. It's an ongoing thing, and they keep doing this thing where they're like, "Oh, let's just have weird drama for no reason because
On a
that's
TV
what Star
show?
Trek
What?
is. Let's
Weird
have
drama? That's odd. Why would they do that on a TV show?
it
It's
has-
not drama.
I'm just saying it's different than any other Star Trek that's ever been.
Riker's had a lot of drama.
Yes, it is.
No, it's
I'm-
Yes,
What
it
they
is.
do to Riker, I'm
has
kind of
had
curious.
a lot of drama.
What
Let's
they do to Riker?
A spaceship that's not Federation for 2 seasons.
During the TNG era, like Riker has been in a lot of dramatic stuff.
So what do they do to Riker?
Riker who
They
fucking
turned him into a bitch.
You
They
mean
turned him
Riker-
into a cuck.
Riker who went against the Prime Directive to fuck a binary chick thing. Yeah. Oh no
Interesting.
drama with Riker at all.
That's okay. I'm talking about the flavor of the drama, right? The spice of the drama. The drama used to be very like milk toast bland drama, and now it's like fucking curry. Every time they're just adding fucking cinnamon and shit into everything that
Oh
they can.
no, more drama. That's entertaining
I mean-
to watch. Oh, that's not Star Trek at all. Fuck that.
I mean, I don't like the Prime Directive.
I disagree though. Just
I mean,
because
as much
it's
as-
drama
Oh,
doesn't mean that it's entertaining.
I want to watch the episode
Oh.
Spock's Brain again, where a thing attaches to Spock and takes over his head.
Or-
Third season of TOS. Yeah, that's what I want. More of that bullshit Star Trek. This was
That was
I mean,
a
I'm,
ton of drama.
I'm a little lower on my. I know I'm the lowest in my Star Trek now. As much as I don't like the Prime Directive, that's kind of weird that they did Riker like that.
Yes, they did Riker fucking dirty, bro.
You're talking. He's not even talking about this show. He's talking about fucking Riker and fucking wanting to fuck a binary chick when he was going to
Yeah.
violate the Prime Directive for that.
Oh,
Yeah.
they did
Oh,
dirty
oh.
then too.
Riker and drama, like the whole episode where he was going insane in a mental institute and we didn't know what was real or not, and Riker was acting weird as fuck the whole time. But no. Riker's never acted fucking weird. Bitch, you need to go back and rewatch TNG. Come on.
Although they never did reveal what happened to his clone that was captured by the.
Yeah, he ended
No,
up with
he-
the Maquis.
He
Didn't
joined the Maquis, and then the Maquis got wiped out by the Dominion.
Yeah, he died with the Maquis.
But he was captured by the Cardassians beforehand, though.
Well, I think that's how he ended up with the Maquis, right? Is the Maquis saved him from the Cardassians.
No, he came on Deep Space Nine posing as
Because Riker.
William Riker, and then stole the Defiant, and then I forget how that episode ended. Actually,
I thought he ended up dying at some point.
I think he probably died.
I mean, actually, you
if he
know what?
went, if
No,
he
no,
went
no.
to
I think
trial in
there's a
Cardassia,
book.
he was dead.
No, I think there's a book about that version of Riker where he dies. I think that's what I'm thinking of. Because there was a book written about him. One of the Star Trek books in like the late 90s was about that character.
see,
Yeah,
it seems to me like if they're having personnel issues in Star Trek, or like Starfleet or whatever, you just start like having a bunch of transporter malfunctions. Now you got like you doubled, tripled your fucking personnel. And you do it only to like the best people, right? So you got like some dude who just works in astronomics or whatever. You're like, fuck you, we're not cloning your ass.
Technically, they could actually keep their DNA on file, on digital file, and use the transporters as a fountain of youth.
Well, it's happened enough that you would have thought they would have figured this shit out, because it's been happening since the Enterprise days. They've been having weird transporter incidents since Star Trek Enterprise, right? Like,
Yeah.
you'd have thought there'd be some scientists that would be figuring this shit out and studying this shit in some sort of meaningful way. I don't know, but apparently they don't. I mean, fucking Scotty figured out 80 years before TNG episode that he could just like keep himself in the fucking transporter buffer for 80 fucking years so that he would survive when somebody finally pulled him out. Like,
no, I was trying to get it. I was trying to get in while we were still talking about Mandalorian. Now we're on Picard, and I'm behind on Picard.
uh-oh.
But yeah, I know I'm behind on it. But yeah, dude, like you said, you know, Scotty was able to hide himself in them transporter banks and come out of the the USS Gentleman and have the greatest collab of chief engineers ever. Him and Geordi working together. That was great.
Yeah. I love that episode. That episode is so fucking good. That's one of my favorite Star Trek episodes.
Okay, no offense, they still made him blind.
It gave a little bit of at the end, gave a little personality to Picard too. It's like they didn't know what that drink was. It's like, well, it's so and so. Because how do you know? It's like, gave it the guy.
Yeah.
Okay, this is a good question because I know how, I guess, bad how, or you could say trash, Picard is. Do you feel like that one segment with all that stuff going on in season 3 rewrites everything or changes the whole of Picard?
What do you mean?
Well, I heard a lot of people love this last season.
Yeah.
I mean, do you think it affects the whole?
No.
Everything as a whole?
The second season absolutely sucks. Nobody should ever watch it. There's a few cool episodes and a couple of cool concepts in the first season, which I did like, but overall the first season ain't great. So you don't have to watch either of them. This doesn't suddenly make those 2 seasons better at all.
And this one gives you like a rough recap of.
Yeah.
All you have to know, you can skip 1 and 2 and just say, well, Picard died and he's in a synthetic body now.
Okay, that's another point, though. Star Trek Next Generation. Season 1 was not that great, but it was still good. The rest of the season were progressing better and better and better.
Good until season 3.
Season 1 was just a lot of retelling of old Star Trek.
Yeah.
Voyager,
Yeah,
I thought had a solid like season 1 through 7 or whatever, however many seasons they were.
Yeah,
Except for when they were battling the Kazon all the time.
Yeah.
I didn't like the Kazon.
Yeah, the Kazon were a boring enemy. It just sucks they kept them around for.
They were like a
seasons.
discount Klingon race.
And Deep Space Nine is good from beginning to end, minus a few episodes.
Yeah.
Now the Kazon kind of has like a origin though. I always thought like basically the Klingons should have anyway. The way the Klingons are, they really shouldn't have been a spacefaring race. The Kazons are only spacefaring because they were a slave race that overthrew their masters.
Well, that's why the Klingons are good. It's not that they're like that good at creating technology and shit. It's that they're good at fucking taking over other people and, you know, enslaving them.
The Klingons are just space Vikings. That's all they are. You know, I got my honor. You insulted me. Oh my god. Oh no, I'm gonna fight. Oh wait, we got other enemies. Let's go kill them.
Originally, the Klingons in the original series were based off the Japanese.
Was it Japanese or the Russians?
No, the Japanese. The Romulans were based off the Russians.
Yeah, I guess I can see that. Yeah.
Okay, interesting. What about the? Yeah, I'm trying to remember what the name of those creatures called.
The Ferengi were based on Mark.
Ferengi.
Well, the Ferengi weren't around in like the TOS era.
Yeah, and then Mark Malone wrote a bunch of angry letters to Star Trek, and
they created the Ferengi.
The Ferengi are wild ones.
Here you go, Mark. Shut the fuck up.
I took the shoulder pad off and resculpted the.
Oh, nice. Let me see that. Let me see what you got there. I gotta see what you got there.
So I got the tick on the smooth it out, resculpt it.
Nice.
Get my camera to focus. There it is.
What is that?
It is an arm.
It's a cybernetic penis. No.
Yeah, it's got the hinge too, right here.
It's got the dick hinge.
Dick hinge here.
It's responsive.
Oh, I can't wait to see that thing, man.
I got the.
We lose Corey. I think we lost Corey. He's texting me.
I got
some weird looking penis out there.
Cleaning up the casting on the head, and it's looking good. I got next thing I need to fit it to the body.
Dude, you should do the thing where everyone who's watching can see everyone who's in here's names at the bottom of their thing.
Okay, I mean, fine, I can do that. It's just a click of a button here if I can fucking find it. Show display names.
I like the porno music too.
Yeah, I was gonna say I didn't want to sidetrack, but yeah, I see you playing music in the background. I noticed, and I've heard that song plenty of times.
Here we go.
There we go.
Now we can see everyone.
Why am I P. Sherman?
I don't know. Who the fuck is P? I thought you did that.
P. Sherman, 42 Wally B. Wade.
It's fucking said that the last couple times you popped on a chat.
Really?
I'm gonna change my name.
I thought that meant something to you.
You don't have the second line?
What?
The second line. So the first line's like Geek Fusion TV, and then the second line would be like Master of the Clit or whatever you want to be, you know?
No, I don't have the second line. I know you can put that in there, but
Dude, turn it on. We need the second line, bro.
second line here.
Oh, there you go. Gay Frog, it says. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm the only one with the second line. Booyah.
That's written in Gay Frog.
There you go.
What the fuck is HNIC?
Really?
N-word is something.
The head nerd in charge. Jeez,
Oh, okay.
fucking hell.
Working on another on my last Final Form Prime I'm going to make. I'm actually was able to make a casting of the older boots. I'm rebuilding for the other dude. I was able to cut those out. I'm going to be able to retain the boot swivel in this one. So that'll be the first one I've got that's able to keep the boot swivel.
So over on the Geek Fusion side, Sector 2813 says Kyle Katurn and Mara Jade. Kyle was the one who went crazy. I don't know if he went crazy, right? Like he was the one that stole the, what did they call it? The Sun Crusher in the Jedi books. He stole the Sun Crusher. I forget why. What was? Oh, dang it, I'm blanking because he was one of the Jedi that Luke was training.
Yeah, Kyle was the guy from all the Dark Alliance, Jedi Knight, Jedi Order, all that stuff back in the day.
Yep.
Oh, well, who's the one I'm thinking of that was part of Luke's new Jedi Order that stole the Sun Crusher? That wasn't Kyle? Now I gotta look this shit up.
Yeah, I don't think that was Kyle.
It's how Skywalker got his groove back.
Was it Takini and Cartman?
Get it? Stella got her groove. Never mind.
I really wish they wouldn't have completely shit canned all the Legend stuff because, yeah, there was so much interesting stuff there.
Don't remind me, but hey, Disney owns it. I don't fuck with Disney.
In Kennedy, that stuff never existed.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, they don't have all this huge history to pull from like Marvel Comics.
Well, here's the funny part. It don't exist, but they keep using shit from it because I guess that new movie they're going to do, the title's from another EU book.
Yeah, feminists like to delete history, but they sure do like their electricity.
The stuff that Filoni and Favreau are drawing on that stuff, but yeah, the sequel trilogy, each movie it was okay. Each movie was okay, but it pissed me off. It really did.
The second one was trash, and the last
trash.
Fixed trash.
Well, the last one was just an attempt to make up for the second one. And,
the last one
still made it bad.
Yeah. In the first one, I'm like, okay, I can appreciate where they're going here. And then I waited 2 years and I watched the second one and I'm like, oh my God.
I mean, my buddy of mine who used to work for Marvel, and when he never cared for Star Wars, but even when we saw that movie together, he's like, oh, it's just a New Hope all over again. I'm like, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'll leave that one alone, but was it?
I
8 and 9 is trash, but super trash.
I maintain that Force Awakens is a solid Star Wars movie.
Yeah, it was good.
For an introduction to a new generation of Star Wars fans. I think it's a solid. It's not the greatest Star Wars movie by any stretch of the imagination or anything like that.
No,
but it's got a good, tight story. It kind of retells it in a way for a new generation, and I think it works as a movie unto itself. And then they completely fuck up any good that came out of that movie in the next two movies.
Yep, pretty much. Because when you be like, I like the other two movies, I start looking at too badly, like won't stab you.
And I will say the third movie is better than the second one.
Yep,
but it's still not a great movie. Like it's
not hard to be better than the second movie.
Is like them trying to clean up the mess of the second movie, and they don't know how to do it, and it was fucked up so bad that there was no way they could possibly do it.
Right.
And so they tried, and I guess I give J.J. Abrams a little credit for trying, But honestly, if I was J.J. Abrams after watching that second movie, I'd have been like, dude, I'm not touching this shit again. Y'all fucked it up. I'm not even going to try.
They should have had the balls just to say, we fucked up. We're going to make a new second one.
Dude, I've watched the
It took
original.
them years for them to say that.
I watched the original trilogy like more times than I can count.
Mhm.
I watched the prequels probably 100 times, but maybe not that many, but like a lot. I've watched them quite a few times.
Wow, 2 and
The
3.
newest trilogy, and including movies like Solo and a few others that have come out, I have only watched each of those movies once, and I have no desire whatsoever to go back and watch any of them.
I watched the
I
first
watched,
two.
I think I watched Force Awakens
where Honda's coming from
2.
on that one because
I think I watched Force Awakens 2, maybe 3 times, because I did see it twice at the movies opening weekend. Yeah, and I think I've seen it once since then. Probably before the next one came out. The second one came out, I've only ever watched it once at the movies.
Best way to handle this would be to listen to the fans, make a new movie where old man Mark Hamill. There's a montage. There's a montage of everything that happened in 7, 8, and 9, and all of a sudden, old man Mark Hamill opens his eyes and says, "Shit, I got to prevent this," and then they start over. That would be great.
I mean,
I think
that'd be a big slap in the face to them.
I think the smartest thing they can do from a business perspective is never mention it again.
That too. Yeah.
Never,
That's
ever,
true.
ever. Don't try to fix it because you can't. By saying you want to fix it, you admitted that it happened. Fucking just never, ever, ever mention it again and continue on the path we're on right now with the era of Star Wars where we're like 5 to 10 years after Return of the Jedi and just start doing new stuff for a while.
Yeah, unfortunately.
People forget about the sequels and whatever. Like, that's what needs to happen. That's the smartest business move for them. It's also the way you get people to forget that those things ever fucking happened.
Yeah.
The problem is, Kathleen Kennedy said, "Hold my beer. I'm going to screw it up some more."
I understand where you're coming from at, but I'm like, we got to stay far away from anything from the original and all that shit. We got to go to a different timeline, a little further.
Yeah, they're also.
I think the Mandalorian Ahsoka fucking timeline is fucking great. I think it's a great place to be. We're in that 5 to 10 years after Return of the Jedi.
Well,
you can occasionally have some of those characters show up, but you can tell all new stories. You can do what they're doing, like bringing back Grand Admiral Thrawn.
Yep.
I think that's what don't matter because it still results. It still results all the way back from that shit.
But you can dip into all those stories from all the books that took place in this same time frame. Hell, you could do a series just on Rogue Squadron, which was an amazing series of fucking books.
It was supposed to be a movie.
Those were like my favorite books out of all those books that came out. Rogue Squadron was awesome. You could get a new actor to come in because who gives a shit and play Wedge. A new younger actor to come in and play Wedge, within those first few years after Return of the Jedi and do a fucking series of Rogue Squadron movies or a show or whatever the fuck you want to do and tell some awesome stories. Like, there's a lot to do in this time period that adds to Star Wars in a very positive way because they've already done it. We've already seen the books. And they know this, which is why Dave Filoni's bringing back Grand Admiral Thrawn.
See,
they know there's a lot to pull from there.
No, there is. Now, I think it'd be better if it works for like one-offs, like Rogue Squadron, stuff that's like not tied to anything from the original trilogy or any of the characters related to that. But the ones that are due like that, it still goes back to what's going to happen. Oh, this thing happened. I'm like, oh, it still goes back to all those bad movies.
No, because we're in a time frame 25 years before those movies.
But it's still going to be like, oh, what happened to those characters after the later part of the movies?
Yeah, but the thing is, though, you bring these characters back, but Disney already shit on the rest of canon. So at some point, you got to still draw a line and be like, oh, yeah, this is cool that we brought all these characters back, but we got to end that and find a way to retcon what we did with 7, 8, and 9.
Either retcon it or go all the way in the future or go all the way in the past.
I see a lot of similarities between what's going on with Disney and Star Wars and the relationship with their fans and Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light, and the people who used to drink it.
Well, maybe 5 years ago.
Well,
10 years.
in all honesty, drinking Bud Light has always made you gay. So it didn't matter what was on the can.
This is true. Now, I will say that like what Disney did 5 to 10 years ago when they started changing shit. I'd say closer to 5 when they started making some big changes.
Jesus.
I got a lawnmower playing.
They were closer to what Anheuser-Busch is doing now. But Disney's made a lot of changes since then. Not as many as we would like, but they've backed off on a lot of shit.
All I'm saying is Bud Light pissed off their customer base to gain a small percentage of people who were coming up that didn't work out and backfired.
No.
Disney tried to ignore their original customer fan base for the entire series to placate and aim at a new audience, and it backfired. And now both of them are in a position of, what do we do about it? How do we get these people back? And that's what I mean. They're in a very similar position.
They're in a very similar, except Disney's already been trying to get those people back for a few years now.
Yeah, Disney's been trying to do that with things like The Mandalorian and Ahsoka and things like that. What they didn't realize is if they would have just, placated us that are already knew this shit, those of us that grew up since Return of the Jedi, reading these novels, looking at these comic books, things like that, they would have done just fine because they didn't need to hook in kids, because kids would have fucking bought it anyway, because there are kids. It's the next generation. They didn't need something stupid. They didn't need something different. All they needed to do was just make what we wanted to make, and our kids would have followed suit, and they'd still make their money.
Yeah.
Real quick, I want to address something in the comments.
Yeah.
Super Status Stanley asks, how did Moff Gideon crush the Darksaber? Granted, Moff is wearing Beskar armor. It's not a power armor, right?
Just gonna say the same thing. Go for it.
It sounds like it is power.
It is part.
Like it's a power armor
That's
suit.
why whenever he was moving, you heard.
Yeah.
He basically made an exosuit Death Trooper. He made a Death Trooper suit. Or Dark Trooper, sorry. Dark Trooper suit.
Yeah.
Into a Beskar armor exosuit. So yeah, it was powered. That's why he was able to crush this shit. He was wearing a fucking exosuit.
It was kind of like a Beskar Iron Man suit.
Yeah. Which is from the Dark Troopers first showed up in the comics, right? Because there was like Dark Trooper level 1, level 2, and level 3. And level 1 were the robots, level 2 were like cyborgs, and level 3 were suits that stormtroopers would fucking wear that were like power suits. They were like fucking Iron Man armor.
I think it was the other way around, though.
The other way around? Well, whatever it was, there was 3 levels of Dark Troopers. And ones were completely robotic, ones were like cybernetic, and then ones were just suits.
Well, the Death Trooper started out as how to fix the aging clones. And the Death Troopers were like, well, those, they were chopping up the clones and putting in cybernetics on it,
Okay.
If I'm not mistaken, I could be.
So it was just like a natural progression of Dark Troopers. That's what
Beskar versus Vibranium versus Adamantium.
Adamantium. Oh. Well, I would say the weakest would be Beskar.
Yeah.
Because while Beskar is awesome in the Star Wars universe, if you look, I mean, like it can be cut through, it can be damaged. Vibranium seemingly cannot be at all, and neither can Adamantium. Like it takes, like, I'm trying to think of the times we've seen Adamantium or Vibranium actually damaged in the comics. It's usually like some cosmic fucking power or something that does it.
Yeah, in DC Comics, you also have, like, was it the Nth Metal from the Thanagarian?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Which Nth Metal would actually, like, stop a lightsaber.
I was just watching something with Nth Metal in it. I was watching that Green Lantern, Beware My Power that came out. I don't know. What did that come out? Sometime last year?
Hmm.
on HBO Max.
I can't remember.
And I was watching it. It's the new animated movie that came out last year, mostly about Jon Stewart. And as a comic fan, this is not a good movie. I don't know who thought this was a good idea for a movie. The first 2/3 of the movie, it's like when Jon Stewart so what they did is they shoehorned a whole bunch of stories into one fucking movie. Like, okay, so
They made
the
Hal-
reason Jon Stewart gets the ring, he gets Hal Jordan's ring because Hal is dead because somebody killed everybody on Oa, including all the Guardians and shit. And Hal Jordan or Jon Stewart gets the ring, and then Green Lantern shows up, and he can't take the ring off, so they have to go on a fucking space adventure to try and figure out what happened to the Guardians and the Green Lanterns so that they can figure out how to fucking get the ring off because John doesn't want it. But then by the end, he does want it. But then by the end, in the last third act, they tried shoehorn in the entire Parallax story into the third act of an animated movie. And if you've ever read the comics and read the Parallax storyline with Hal Jordan, like that's not the third act of a fucking movie.
No.
And they fucking somehow cram all of that into the third act.
You would think they'd learn from the live action Green Lantern. The Parallax doesn't work in a movie.
No. And it was just a bad movie. It's not a good movie for a comic book fan.
Well, dude, they did the same thing with the Batman versus Superman. Yeah. They're like, oh, let's have fucking what's his name come in. Forget the dude's name right now.
Doomsday. Well, it would be the equivalent of if in the end of Batman v Superman, in the third act, not only did they throw in Doomsday and the death of Superman, but they also, in the third act, crammed in the rebirth of Superman.
Yeah, like Superboy and stuff.
Yeah, that would be what the equivalent of this is. Because in the last third act of this hour and 40-minute movie, they cram in what happened with Parallax, Hal Jordan becoming Parallax, him fighting as Parallax, and then him getting defeated as Parallax, and everything getting solved. All in one third act of a fucking movie. And I was just like, this is fucking stupid. And the fact is that, like, they didn't do it right at all. They had it thrown in the mix of some fucking Rand Thunagarian war where, for some reason, Hal, being Parallax, needed to start a war between these two people to get what he wanted. And somehow, as Parallax, Green Arrow can stop him with a fucking arrow. And Jon Stewart can somehow hold him off long enough with his one ring that he doesn't know how to use when it's Hal Jordan with all the fucking rings. Like, it was a stupid fucking story. It was not good at all. Don't watch this shit. I don't know who thought this was a good idea for a storyline, but it fucking sucks.
Satan
thought this was a good idea for a storyline. No, Satan's got more imagination than this. I have to believe. So, yeah.
Little
Damn.
Don't watch it. It fucking sucks. It's not good.
What is it again?
That it's the Green Lantern Beware My Power fucking animated movie on HBO Max.
It's so bad the double wouldn't make it.
Exactly. Like, it's just not good. It's not a good movie. It's not entertaining at all. It's fucking boring for the first two acts. You don't like Jon Stewart as a character in this fucking movie, which is a shame because he's a great fucking character in the comics. Like, Hal Jordan is just thrown into the third act just to be the surprise bad guy. Like, it's fucking stupid, man. It's a fucking stupid movie.
How is Hal Jordan?
Do you think we'll get another Green Lantern movie? Because I know the first one with Ryan Reynolds didn't,
I mean, I hope
tickle everyone's fancy.
I hope we do. I like Green Lantern. He's one of my favorite DC characters. I hope we do, but I don't know if we ever will after that one.
See, I'm like you. I actually
we're gonna get one of the new lanterns that suck.
Yeah, probably. Like, I'd be okay with Hal Jordan, Jon Stewart, Guy Gardner, or even what's his face,
Kyle Rayner.
Kyle Rayner. I'd be okay with any of them. Like, they're all good characters. They're established characters. Even Kyle Rayner, I mean, he's been around. When did he get created? 92, 93, something like that?
Right after the death of Superman.
Yeah. Right. It was right after Parallax. It was because of Parallax and all that shit.
But that's before they introduced the stupid bug creature, the Parallax thing.
That's, yeah.
The real Parallax before they retconned it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But,
just so you guys know, when it comes to DC, I'm pretty lost. So I have to rely on you guys to fill me in on that because I have no idea what's going on with DC.
Well, so the
Not much.
idea of Parallax is basically after the whole Doomsday Superman thing. Doomsday destroyed what was it? Coast City, which is where Green Lantern's home base was. That's where
it wasn't Doomsday. It was the Cyborg Superman Mongol.
Oh, okay. That's right. It was yeah. That's what it was.
Because I remember that stuff in the comics back when I was like 9, 10 years old, but I never really followed it, I guess.
Well, basically, they destroyed Coast City, and Hal Jordan went fucking insane because everybody knew was dead.
Yep.
And
the Guardians refused to help him and actually wanted to punish him.
Yeah, and so he killed them all. Now, you do find out later on that he did so because he was fucking infected with Parallax or whatever they called it. He wasn't infected. Whatever the fuck it was. Parallax was... What was he originally? He was like this. He was like the entity.
Later on, they retconned the power batteries are actually entities that's the actual power of the source. There's like god level creatures. Each color has its own deity.
Yeah, there's like the yellow and the green, and then there's the white power, and then you can have a white power ring if you want it. If you're part of the white power,
that was
right. You got to bring the power into it. Damn, dude.
Really? Yeah, the white ring was life.
Yep, you got to have that white power ring.
Yep, white power. White power ring.
Well, there's also the black power ring too.
That's true.
Yep, can't forget the black power ring.
The white was life, black was death.
That's racist.
I was going to say that.
Shit.
But yeah, no, it was a pretty cool. So the Parallax storyline was actually a pretty cool storyline, where Hal Jordan went insane and killed everybody, took all the rings, and even some of the most powerful DC heroes couldn't fucking stop him. But yet in this stupid movie, John Stewart, who's never been a Green Lantern before, can stop him with just the one ring. That's fucking stupid shit.
Right.
Don't watch this movie. It sucks.
Speaking of DC, when the fuck is the Flash movie supposed to drop?
I think that's
the 14th, like June 14th, I think.
It got delayed due to pedophilia.
No, it didn't.
No,
that's not what happened.
It's mid-June.
It seems like that's what happened.
I just thought it was supposed to come out sooner. Fuck.
Nah, it's June. We're like a month and a half away from when it comes out.
Yeah, I know, but damn, I want to see it already. Shit.
Yeah, I do too. Let me get these super chats here. Josh T dropped in one, says, if y'all could remake any movie, what would it be and why? Remake a movie? What's a movie that's up for a remake that would be good? Remake is the optimal word here. Not a continuation, but like a remake.
Man,
anything that has a good fiction but got a bad movie.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Something that had like a good plot or premise, but that just wasn't a good movie.
Can I just say,
Starship Troopers?
There's nothing out there that was good that I would want them to remake today, because I would be afraid that today they would fucking
made for a modern audience.
Yeah, they'd fucking spread their pride water all over it.
I don't know, dude. I think remaking Masters of the Universe, but not like it was back when we were kids. Yeah, you could. Well, we can't have Dolph Lundgren anymore. He's too old. But
that's been in development. Hell, they're supposed to be working on one, but it's
actually making He-Man like He-Man was when we were kids, but as a movie, I think that would be a good remake.
Well, the problem is they're going to do something like that's Horrible Revelations TV series, where
I watched the first one. I've never watched anymore because the first one was so bad.
Yep.
The first, what was it, 6 episodes or whatever that starred Tila?
Same here. I
watched that, And like everybody was telling me, no, it really does get better, and it focuses on He-Man and all that shit. And I'm like, I don't care. That burnt me out. I don't.
No, they
watch
lied.
anymore.
It's still the Tila show afterwards.
Oh, it is? Okay, yeah. So
Yeah,
because people were telling me, they're like, no, it really gets better. And I'm like, I don't care. I don't give a shit. Like, you lost me. You gave me those episodes, and it sucked, and now I don't want to watch it anymore.
Well, I mean,
One thing I would like to see remade to, modern is, but they'd have to get like an awesome director for it and cast and everything. But I would love to see a modern Highlander.
Oh, that'd be cool. I
they're
could go
actually
for a
doing
modern
that.
Highlander.
They're doing that, and Henry Cavill.
It's been in development hell forever too.
Really?
Yeah, that's in the works. A remake of Highlander.
They need to remake Harley Davidson and the Marlboro Man.
That's a fucking great movie. I love that movie.
Make that. People just need to start watching it.
Yeah, no shit.
Already a good movie.
Right?
Like maybe have it's like the Marlboro Man's son, and gets involved with I don't know, the other dude's daughter or something, and they have their own
Marlboro
story.
Man died of cancer, died of lung cancer.
Of course, yeah. And then Harley died in a motorcycle accident.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
Oh.
That has Daniel Baldwin in it, because I know last night y'all were talking about the Baldwins.
Oh, yeah.
And Billy, y'all were talking about him, and you weren't reading my chest, but he played in Backdraft, remember?
Oh, shit, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot he was in that. I remember him from that, and I remember him from that movie Sliver. Where he was like the creepy dude that was spying on everybody in the fucking building or whatever the fuck it was.
Wait, which Baldwin was in Biodome?
That was Stephen Baldwin.
Oh,
yeah, Stephen.
That's right.
He's the one that's gone all Christian conservative now.
Hey,
Those brothers must hate the shit out of him.
I was gonna say,
I know, right?
Perfect,
Especially Alec.
All right, here's another one. Dom's Vibrating Bicep says, man, I'm watching Superman 4, forgot Gene voiced Nuclear Man, and it's as glorious as I remember. God damn, that movie fucking sucks. It's one of the worst movies of all time.
Was that the one where they stole a strand of his hair and made the... Okay.
Yeah, and then he wrapped him up in a net and threw him into the... Yeah, it was
so fucking bad.
They should remake that one.
They should never remake that movie. That fucking hell no.
I'll stick with the need to remake Starship Troopers and actually make it a good movie.
Hey, fuck you. The original Starship Troopers is a great movie.
Every time they make
it's horrid.
Every time they make
I enjoyed it.
Starship.
The original was good. It was 100%, and then the second one was diluted to 50%, and then the third one was 25%, and the fourth one was 10%.
I maintain.
The dumbest thing about Starship
they did a
Troopers
fourth one,
is the
dude.
fact that
They did a fourth one. The second one was fucking god awful. It was a horrible fucking movie. The third one was slightly better. The third one I think is better than the first one because at least it brings back several of the main cast from the first movie when they're older and Johnny is a fucking general now and shit. Because the second movie fucking completely sucks. It is god fucking awful.
The animated ones are pretty good.
The anime ones are good, actually. Yeah.
But the animated ones follow the original story better.
Henry guy, that was pretty good, but I don't know what was his name. Casper Van Dien as the main. We could probably recast that and make a better movie.
I think that movie is great for 1996 when it came out. I still love going back and watching that movie. It's not a great movie, but I think it's a perfect little capsule of sci-fi insanity at that time.
It's a horrible movie.
It's fun.
Fuck off. No, it's
Compared
not.
to the book, it's horrible.
No, it's not. It's a
It's
great
a fun movie.
The book is awesome.
The book's
The movie
great.
sucks.
The book is really good.
No, it was a fun movie.
We're still waiting for a good version of Dune, and right now they've released half of one.
Which, by the way, I love that fucking movie and cannot wait till the second one.
Yeah, and there's a bunch of people I work with who are like, well, I can't believe they cast Jason Momoa as a character that would die, and I'm like, you know what? Duncan Idaho dies in every version of this movie.
Well, also he fucking comes back.
Oh
They
no,
bring back what do they call him in the Dune universe? An avatar. They call him something. I can't remember what the fuck it's called. Because they bring Duncan back years later. Like, he comes back as like a fucking he's created. And I forget what they call him in the Dune universe, but Duncan Idaho does come back to life. And it's got his memories and everything. And I can't remember what that's fucking called. Somebody who's read books can tell
I'm gonna
me.
be perfectly honest with you, man. I'm almost 40, and I've been working on it since I was like 13, trying to read the first Dune book. And
I've never read them
yet.
I've
I read all the Dune books.
I have gone through the Dune wiki website and read a bunch of shit because it's like way easier than reading the fucking books.
Oh, I suppose.
That's like when it gets to something like Dune, because like Dune was one of those things, like if I was ever going to read it, it was going to be years ago. And I feel like I've hit that point. I'm never going to read Dune. So a few years ago, I was like, you know what? I hopped on, there's a Dune wiki, not Wikipedia, but like Dune has its own fucking Wikipedia website.
Oh, yeah.
And
like a lot of
I fucking started reading up on Dune and the history of Dune and the stories from each book and shit. And it's like Cliff Notes, but like, that's where I got all my Dune information because I knew by the time I was 40, I hadn't read them yet. I'm like, I'm never going to read these fucking books. It's not going to happen, but I want to know what the fuck's going on in the story.
I mean, I still want to try. I even tried on Audible, and guess what? I just kept falling asleep, man.
Yeah. I recommend going to the wiki and just reading up because that Dune wiki fucking website they've got is actually very like. It's obviously not anywhere near reading a book, but it's very fucking detailed. Very detailed.
And I'm going to say that this retelling of Dune in a movie is way better, I think, than David Lynch's. And it's way better than, extremely better than the sci-fi original from like 2004.
I like the sci-fi original just in that.
I did too.
It wasn't great. You know, it was a sci-fi miniseries. Actually, there's two of them, Dune and Children of Dune.
Yep,
and I like them for what they are. I think they're both way better than the 1984 movie, which I fucking hate that movie. That movie sucks.
Dude, I love it. But then again, I grew up with it. So
I grew up with it too. And I remember liking it in the 80s. But then I remember when I tried to watch it in the 90s, and I was like, what the fuck? And then a couple years ago, because I hadn't watched it in so long, Hondler's dumbass told me how much he loved it and that I should watch it again because he was positive that I would like that movie if I rewatched it. And I rewatched it, and it fucking sucked even worse than I remember.
Well, yeah, but did you watch the cinematic or did you watch the extended?
It was over 3 hours. What's that?
I don't know. Well, yeah, the extended was like 4.5 hours.
Okay, I don't remember what the fuck I watched, but like all I know is it fucking sucked. It fucking sucked ass. Like there's even parts in it, especially when you consider that this movie came out a year after Empire Strikes Back, and the special effects are fucking horrible. Like even for the day, the special effects are like there's whole parts in the movie where like and this is a remastered version of the movie, right? And there's parts in the movie where they forget to make the characters' eyes blue. There was one or two parts in the movie where fucking only one of the characters' eyes was blue because they forgot to do the other eye in the special effects.
Yeah, they did focus really heavily on Kyle MacLachlan and Sean Young.
And just like it's fucking shit. That movie sucks so much donkey dick. The movie is so fucking bad.
Have you seen like extras in movies these days? They found it easier to just AI generate them than it is to like pay someone to be there standing in the background of the shot.
Probably makes sense. Yeah.
And then like some of these lower budget films where they do that, if you pause it in certain like I forget what it was. There was some it was like a meme that I saw online yesterday about a basketball movie.
The $1 billion Lord of the Rings series did that and had the same. It was copy and pasting the same group of people over and over in scenes. So
well, the people in the front row of the basketball movie, like in the stands or whatever, looked like they were from The Sims. Like they were not done well, but like you only see it for like a flash, so your brain just kind of fills in the holes, you know, so it looks normal when you see it, but if you pause it.
All right, we got another super chat from Josh T. Says, What movie would you guys want to see the entire cast except for one cast member be played by Muppets? Ooh. Starship Troopers. No.
Fast and the Furious, except for Vin Diesel.
Oh, that'd be great. And he's making out with a Muppet version of fucking what's her face?
Everything.
Yeah.
Michelle Rodriguez.
That's what the noise was about right here.
Oh, let me see.
I got the head fitted.
Nice. Oh, that thing's gonna look so awesome.
Who's this fellow?
This is my Cyber Hulk that I'm having Jared make for me.
Cyber Hulk 2027.
It's a cybernetic version of Hulk.
What I did,
That looks badass.
I notched the back of the neck so that it can actually go up. And now you can actually move and look around and look straight.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Get rid of the shoulder armor over here. I think it's going to look good.
Isn't there a Hulk 2099?
There is a Hulk 2099. It kind of looks like Pitt.
Yeah, he looks like Blanca.
Yeah.
Dude, do you do a lot of modeling, like custom like that? That's pretty.
Yes.
That's pretty.
His whole channel is devoted to that.
I was like, yeah.
Yeah, no, that's cool, man. That's cool.
Yeah. As I do like customizing live streams, and Matt's gonna be on usually on there on Thursdays on Sunday nights.
I had to do a Behemoth from Final Fantasy XI for a buddy of mine, and he gave me one that was from a completely different game, and so I had to strip it, repaint it, add things, add hair, all this stuff, and that was a pretty big job for me. But man, you make it look like it ain't no work. That's pretty cool.
I used to take my Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles that I had when I was a kid, and I had a steak knife, and I would like put battle wounds on them from times that they fought the Shredder. So like if I had like a battle in the basement with all the different characters and like Leonardo got hurt by the Shredder, he would have 3 slashes on his shell across the back that looked like they came from Shredder's claws.
Oh damn.
I got in trouble one time when I was a kid because I wanted to make a whole setup for Hot Wheel cars where it was like a junkyard and there was a bunch of fucking busted up broken Hot Wheels along this track. And so I smashed with a hammer a whole bunch of Hot Wheels to make them look wrecked. And the reason I got in trouble is because I did it to one of my neighbor's cars because I didn't want to smash any of mine. So the kid next door took a bunch of his fucking cars and beat the shit out of him. And I got in trouble because he told his mom and his mom told my mom. I got in trouble. You broke all his cars. I was like, I didn't want to do it to mine.
Damn. Matt, little shithead.
What I want to do for you on this one, Matt, to make it look nicer, since the neck is real shallow, I'm actually going to sculpt some of the neck come up because right now, if looking forward, it looks good, but if you get them look up, you get a big gap.
See the gap? Yeah.
So I'm going to actually sculpt the neck go in there.
Sweet.
Here, it looks good. But if I put in a filler piece in here, because I got the head hollowed out enough where it'll hide that, and it'll look really good when you pose it.
Just have fun with it, man. Do whatever the fuck you want to do. I don't care.
It's kind of badass.
I trust your Hulk making abilities.
You should have like some kind of Hulk penis attachment for it too.
Yeah, he needs a dick hinge. A cybernetic Hulk dick hinge.
I'm gonna attach it with magnets for you.
There you go. Yeah.
And my latest
Jared,
project.
I know you were late to the chat. And last week we were talking about how I bought the Terminator NECAs and stuff. Well, they came in the other day.
Oh, nice.
Terminator what?
NECAs.
The what?
NECA. NECA is a
NECA.
company that makes Terminator figures.
I thought you were saying something else. My bad.
Not naked.
NECA,
Not
please.
naked Terminators, but
NECA, please. Come on now.
Yeah, NECA, NECA.
I was like, we use the word binger in this household.
Oh shit! What is that? Oh, that's that head you got from what's his face?
No, I haven't got it yet. This is placeholder yet, but this is the body I'm going to use. But he's making.
What is that for? What character is that?
One I made up.
Oh, okay. I made up a character once that I thought about doing a custom of because I made up this character when I was a kid called I think his name was called Heatwave. I still have the drawing from when I was 12 years old. Cool. The problem is he just looks like a black glowing version of Silver Surfer. So he doesn't really like it's not very creative. So I've never made him because it would just be like, I don't know. He would look kind of like, that dark version of Silver Surfer they came out with?
The Obsidian Surfer?
Yeah. He just looks kind of like that, except he's covered in like heat effects. And I was like, that's not really.
He's actually modeling. He got the head done. He's doing He did bracers Thursday, and he's going to do shoulder pads for me, and I'm going to put like a jet boosters on the back of his boots. I love the fact that he makes that 3D modeling look so easy.
That's America's ass.
Here's a Hulk ass. Right. Here you go. Here's a Power Girl TNA.
Wait, we need the bottom view. No. Like she's walking over. Yeah, there you go. Okay.
Oh my god.
There you go.
No one wants to see that. Or maybe Matt does.
These were Ares boots. I actually cut down quite a bit and modified them to work on this body. They were like way big boots.
This was like this one, fully covered. And besides, why is there like a little?
I hear children.
Yeah, that's me. Sorry.
How dare you create?
I'm looking forward to getting those parts from Box of Cannons.
Go take them back now.
Well, one I'd like to. The other one is fine.
Return to sender.
Well, your dad's not here for me to get the two of you confused.
Right? Oh, Collector Express, man. What you do is cool, man. My current project is I'm doing a B-24 Liberator. And I'm trying to track down photos of a specific plane. I met a guy at work who was a World War II vet. He was a tail gunner during Operation Carpetbagger, which was like some top secret spy mission. And so, like, I know all the planes were painted black. That's the easy part. And it's just tracking down, like, what were the markings on his plane, Because I do a lot of planes and stuff, models.
Guys, keep talking. I'm gonna go do something real quick. I'll be right back. Just keep talking. Don't get me kicked off the air, Honda.
Operation Carpetbagger. No,
I used to build a lot of models. I got several kits I bought. I like to get around building. Right now, I just don't have a place to display them. I need to build some new shelves.
Doesn't Carpetbagger mean something? I forget what it means.
I'm not sure, Honda, but yeah, that's what it was called. It was Operation Carpetbagger. It was the guys that they went in under the cover of night and they flew low and they blacked out all their windows, everything. The planes were painted black, and they dropped supplies and spy agents behind enemy lines.
Okay, Carpetbagger, meaning a person perceived as an unscrupulous opportunist, or, in the political sense, a candidate who seeks election in an area where they have no local connections.
Yep.
A person from the northern states who was sent to the south after the Civil War to profit off of the Reconstruction.
That's the.
Well, I guess
that's the ones I heard of first.
Yeah,
so Carpetbagger go.
Yeah.
I guess that makes sense because we were dropping supplies to the French underground, and spy agents. So it really makes sense. We probably didn't have no business being there, but we dropped that stuff in, and they were operating out of England, out of a air base there that they kept top secret. This guy didn't talk about stuff for 40 years until the government declassified his stuff, and he's like, "Well, I guess I can talk about it now."
Sector 2813 is the most common one in modern setting. Is well, you said it too in the definition. Someone who runs for office in an area they don't live in.
Right.
Honestly, like I know this isn't that chat, but the classification system in the United States, the way that they classify information and make it unavailable to the public, and the reasons that they do that for, that's one of the things, in my opinion, that needs to change about this country. Like, I understand the need for secrecy. I understand the need for a federal government or an organization or whatever to have information that's not public or whatever. But I think when it comes to government, there needs to be a level of oversight from the community and from the people who are doing the voting. That's not able to happen because of that secrecy system that we have today.
All right. And like I said, this guy didn't even tell his kids about it. They're like,
Right.
all we knew he was a tail
Because
gunner.
the thing is, if he told his kids about it, he would never see his kids again because the government would come and take him away and put him in some kind of federal gulag or whatever. Just look at what happened to this 21-year-old kid who released a whole bunch of information about Ukraine recently, and who hunted him down? Who helped the government identify who did it? Oh, that's right. It was the media, the fifth of state or the fourth of state, the organizations that are supposed to be watchdogs for the government on behalf of the people, not mouthpieces for the government and propagandists to the people as they are. Again, sorry, wrong chat.
Well, and the cool thing is, since 1984, 40 years later, we've been able to talk about it, and it was really cool listening to this old guy just rattle on about. He's like, "Yeah, I never fired a single bomb. I never fired a single shot," and yeah, just listening to what they did, that was pretty neat,
Well, if you look at
he was talking about they had a couple missions where they dropped pigeons in Quaker Oat cans with pieces of paper and pencils in them, so the French underground could write on the paper and just release them because they were, carrier pigeons. They'd go to England and they'd read the instructions. They'd be like, "Okay, now we know what to load the bombers up with next."
Have you ever heard of the bat bombs? I think it was World War II.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's World War II.
It was to put incendiary devices on a bunch of bats and drop them out of a fucking plane in some kind of capsule that would open up like 1,000 feet above the ground or whatever.
Oh
and
yeah.
Bats would fly everywhere in the town, find like attics and like little nooks and crannies and stuff, and then a timed explosive that released napalm or some sort of like incendiary would go off like a couple hours later, and the whole town would go up in flames.
Yeah, it wasn't without its accidents. Yeah. No, yeah, that wasn't. Yeah. Apologies. I'm a few beers deep, so if I slur a bit, whatever, my bad. But yeah.
No, you doing fine, Dustin?
Mitt Romney is a carpetbagger. That's true. Mitt Romney's got family that lives in Mexico. Like the Mormons who live in Mexico are part of Mitt Romney's, that's like half his family, You guys know about that story?
That explains some about him.
I'd be asking him to send tamales every fucking week, I guess.
Well, no, there's a colony of Mormons who live down in Mexico who have like their own area, their own, I think it's like 2 or 3 cities or something like that they've founded. And they're at constant odds with the cartels, like the local cartels. So these dudes like walk around just like strapped all the freaking time. Because if they don't, at any point, like some cartel dudes in a Toyota pickup truck are going to show up and take your kids away or whatever, So you got to be strapped. Like it's kind of funny, like how they live down there.
And they probably have a lot better shit than we are allowed to have here.
Oh, they've got machine guns for sure.
Talking about model cars, I got the Hearst Olds. You need to get around to building.
I never had the patience for those, dude. Like the model cars where you gotta like intricately put the motor together so that it looks like a motor, you know?
Oh, yeah, dude, definitely. Like the couple of model cars that I have put together, it's like, wow, dude, I would rather put together planes every day.
This one's actually kind of cool. This has been repurposed. This has been running around for probably 40 years. This is the Fall Guy truck. Now they call it the Deserter, because it's even got like the little cargo box on the side of the bed, and on the side of the box even shows it in the Fall Guy colors.
It looks like the trucks that the cartels would come and get your children with if you lived in a Mormon camp in Mexico.
But it don't come with the Fall Guy decal.
The only recent car models I've done, my sister had me do a Supernatural Impala.
Oh, nice, baby.
And that was pretty fun. And then I did a Ecto 1 for my nephew, who's a Ghostbusters freak. So
We got a big semi, too.
Is that company that bought DeLorean still making DeLoreans?
Yep.
How much do they cost? Do you guys know?
No clue. That for now they've been building like vehicles out of old stock, stock, but they're planning on actually building a new DeLorean, like a whole new design.
brother, if they cost more than a couple thousand, it's outside of my realm of purchase right now.
Oh, me too, honestly. Like, I don't have, like, DeLorean money. I just wonder how much a newly produced DeLorean from old stock parts in the factory that, you know, like they have today, and then turn that into, like, some kind of Back to the Future car.
Probably six figures.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. Well, dude, a freaking Kia goes for $80,000 now. Not the cheapest Kia, but yes, you can buy a Kia that costs $80,000.
Wow, look at most of your pickup trucks. They cost about $80,000. You know, and it doesn't matter whether it's Dodge, Ford, Chevy, whatever else like that. It's like, oh, is it a pickup truck? Can it haul things? Well, we're gonna charge you like $50,000 to $80,000 for it.
Well, it's ridiculous how like part of the reason why it's so expensive is because of all like the creature comforts and technologies and safety features and BS that they put into the vehicle. And they do the same thing with like farm equipment, right? Like back in the day, you could buy like a John Deere tractor for relatively, I mean, it was expensive, don't get me wrong, but compared to today, relatively cheap, like a couple $1,000 for a freaking tractor. And it would last you forever because you just like something breaks on it, you take it apart, you fix it, you put it back together. Now, so many electronics and stuff on them. There's so much like different technology that's integrated in creature comforts and AC and drink holder things that cool your drink down while it's sitting in there and stuff like that, and GPS stuff, that it's like $1 million for a tractor. Like set up, I'm not even joking. Like $1 million for a tractor.
Well, yeah, nowadays you don't even have to.
I have family that's
you just sit behind the wheel and kick back and relax, and it does your laps for you. It'll plow, it'll plant, it'll do everything.
Dude, when I worked at John Deere, we had tractors. I used to go in and help set up I would do all the programming for the GPS system because they were doing GPS on tractors long before they were ever doing GPS on cars. Because you could trust it more because it's in the fucking field. So if it fucks up, you know, it's not causing wrecks or whatever. And like we would go in and set up the rows for a field. You would take the dimensions of the fucking field and set up the rows. And somebody had to be in it just because the thing won't run unless somebody's sitting in the seat because it's got a safety shut off. But you could just sit in there and do whatever the fuck you want for like 3 hours while it sat there and made rows.
Right, while you're doing like 1,000 acres.
Yeah.
Like think about how many like farmer peons with pitchforks and, you know, like hand tools it would take to farm that same amount of land.
Yep.
Big Renzo said a new old stock DeLorean is $45,000, which is actually not bad.
That's not bad at all.
You know, and I'm not going to sit here and shit talk farmers because yeah, it's a very important job, this and that. But the ones where I live are like, this and that and blah blah blah. This is so inconvenient, and I'm like, bro, you don't have to do anything anymore. Everything's automated, you know.
Well, they made things so cost prohibitive, and they've made land cost so much, and they've done all of these different things to make it so that if you are a traditional, like, smaller farmer with like 100-acre farm, you cannot make it happen tradition, like using just like the technology and doing things by you will not make it. You will go under, and then you will be bought up by a Bill Gates of the world or whoever that puts together these like massive conglomerate farms where nobody owns it, but they just hire people. I don't even know how that works. You just have people like maintain equipment, and other people go run the equipment, and you got like a company that takes care of 50,000 acres in Iowa. Oh wait, that doesn't exist.
Well, pretty much. I mean, wow. If Iowa doesn't exist, I guess Southwest Minnesota doesn't exist either. But the town I live in has a implement dealer, and honestly, he's one of the high rollers out at the casino I work at because it doesn't seem to, you look at the yard that he's working, and it seems like the inventory never changes, but he's got fucking money. So,
if you're a sales for Cat or John Deere or one of these big fucking, like
the problem is like these small, the problem with these small farmers, about buying equipment, they can't get credit because they buy everything in cash. They could have like $1 million in the bank, but John Deere won't give them a loan because they have no credit history because they buy everything with cash.
Well, the other problem is that they do give them loans. They're like, hey, you've got 800 acres, which is worth, like $8 million on paper. You can borrow against that and then buy whatever equipment you want. And then you have one bad year and you can't make the fucking bank payment. And they come start repossessing shit. Oh, you borrowed against the land. Guess what they're repossessing?
Well,
I have family.
What people are forgetting about farming nowadays is anywhere from 40 to 60% of the money farmers make come from the government.
Mm-hmm. Subsidies, yeah, a lot of subsidies.
That's where it comes from. When I was working, and again, this was years ago. This was 16, 17 years ago when I was working at John Deere. There were farmers that did nothing but maintain a field because it was worth 40% of their income on a yearly basis to just get the subsidies for doing nothing but owning the field. So it wasn't even like they gave a shit, like they're just collecting checks for having farmland.
I don't agree. I think that they should be like,
not grow stuff.
Well, the point is like we have too many people growing corn, right? Like let's just say for the sake of argument, we have too many people growing corn. So we're going to make it so that not as many of them grow corn. So the ones who do grow corn can sell it at a price that makes it sustainable for them to continue producing corn. But what they do is pay them to do nothing, when I think that they should be doing is paying them to do something else. Like, hey, it's going to cost you money to set up an apple orchard. So here's a little bit of government money so that you can, take a couple of years without getting paid while your apple trees go from seedlings to apple producing orchard, or that kind of thing. Because that would be more useful, and that would have, a long-term benefit for the country and for the people and for that family and for everybody.
Spider-Man.
Oh, he looks good.
So how long until they start coming after people like me who are doing gardens in their property?
Now you got a regular style ball joint on top.
Nice.
Makes it easier to change. It's green, but you'll never see that. Snaps on. And I fixed the other head up too, where it snaps onto the ball joint easily. Easily interchange between the two heads.
It looks weird with that little green head.
There you go.
Nice.
Nice.
Did you make a mold of that sculpt?
Not yet. I just got my silicone the other day. I'm actually going to mold this so we can actually, if we want more of this head, we can get more head.
Yeah, we always need more head.
Yeah, got to get head. But
That's
hey,
great.
Jared.
Yeah.
Here's the Terminator necklace that I was telling you about.
Oh, nice. The endoskeleton. I like the paint.
The Terminator what?
The
Endoskeleton.
NECA.
Oh, Jesus, that word again. I keep thinking you're saying the Terminator N-word.
But here's the 2-pack.
Oh, nice. That's the video game color scheme, isn't it?
Yeah.
Are you wearing a shirt right now?
No.
Why would
I can see your reflection.
Well, good. Good for you. Here's the actual NECA Terminator one.
Oh, nice. That's
Oh, he's
Terminator.
white.
Yeah.
Hey, man, aren't you a horror fan too?
Yeah, I'm white, Honda. You know this. You've met me.
No, the
Dumbass.
Terminator's white.
Oh.
Man, NECA makes the best Jason Voorhees figures. They do.
And last but not least, here's everyone's favorite, RoboCop.
Dum, 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 dum.
Dude died and they still made him go to work anyway.
Mhm. That's a shitty job.
Right?
Heck yeah.
Yeah, I just wanted to show you because we were talking about them last week.
Oh, yeah. Those are great.
Earlier, we were talking Mayfix figures. Well, here's part of the only Mayfix figure I have.
Oh, John Wick.
John Wick's dog.
Gonna say, yeah. Can you guess where the dog goes?
You got the dog, but oh, you got John Wick. There you go.
There you
Oh
go.
yeah, I got John Wick. He come with a bunch of extra. He come with an extra head as the cut up head and a bunch of extra hands.
Mayfix stuff. You said you didn't have any.
Guys, this is the only one I've got.
What's the worst movie Keanu Reeves has been in? Like, been the lead in?
Babes in Toyland.
Didn't he do a fucking Shakespeare movie, like something in the 90s?
No, I'm pretty sure it was Babes in Toyland back in the day with Drew Barrymore. That was pretty bad.
What about that one where he gets like buried up to his neck and like mouth gagged and left to die?
I mean, there was Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, Bogus Journey.
Those were awesome. Thank you.
Bogus Journey's awesome.
I love those movies.
Oh yeah.
Bogus Journey wasn't as good, but it was still good. You've got Speed.
Great movie.
Was he in Speed 2? I forget.
No, he wasn't.
No. The guy that played in Speed 2 was the one from
Okay, it was someone else.
Lost Boys.
the Frog Brothers. I can't. The vampire movie. Shit, I can't remember the name of it.
Lost Boys.
Lost Boys. Yeah.
Yes, Lost Boys.
And then, I mean, what was he in before The Matrix besides that?
A lot of shit in the 90s. He did some like romantic. He also did fucking Point Break, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Point Break. That's what I was about to say.
And there was Johnny
Utah.
and
Johnny Mnemonic, which is horrible, but I love that movie. It's a really bad movie.
Dracula, I say, is the castle far?
Oh yeah, he was in Dracula.
Constantine.
Constantine's
Constantine
awesome.
was good,
Love
though.
that fucking movie.
And I love the fact
I can't
that-
wait to see the second one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Constantine's a good movie.
Holy
All
shit,
right,
he's in all the way back to 1984 TV shows.
Right.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Didn't know that.
And he doesn't look his age
My
either.
younger son is having an existential
Now, when he
crisis.
shaves his beard off,
I'm
he
gonna
does
head
look
out.
older.
Talk to you later.
Now, when he shaves his beard off, he does look older. When he was
Yeah, but not much though. I mean, he doesn't look his age. He's what, 60 now? In his 60s?
50s.
Oh, I thought he was like in his 60s.
Babes in Toyland, 1986. There you go.
Oh, we just lost Dustin.
Yeah, he just said he had to go.
Oh, I thought he was talking to somebody on the phone. I didn't know he was talking to us.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't sure he was talking to us either.
Yeah, he said something about his oldest kid and he had to go.
Okay.
Whoa, he was the Kellogg's Corn Flakes model in 1987.
Oh Lord.
I mean, that sounds pretty hot, you know. Keanu dressed
Didn't he
up
play
like
in-
little cornflakes taped to his nipples.
He's close to 60. He's 58.
Okay, I knew he was close to it. Didn't he play in something that had to do with Edgar Allan Poe?
Did you know that he was on MTV as a television presenter, like a music presenter?
No.
The VJ?
Yeah, a VJ.
All right, Josh T says, "What's everyone's top movie TV show vehicle you guys want?"
Oh God,
69 Charger.
Wait, to like have it as a real vehicle,
or as a model?
So like, okay, so the question then becomes, is it exactly like it is in the movie, or is it a real world version of that?
That's what's
Because if it's exactly like it is in the movie, I want the fucking DeLorean. I want a time travel machine.
Yeah, that or Knight Rider.
Yeah.
If it's,
but you can't go wrong with the General Lee either.
If it's just like a model or like a copy of something from a movie, but it's a real car and doesn't do anything a real car doesn't do, then I'm probably going General Lee.
Dude, Ghost Rider's motorcycle.
1969 Charger.
Ghost Rider's fucking motor with the flaming wheels and shit.
I'd rather have something that travels in time.
Yeah. Right. Well, I'm saying like if it's just like a mock-up, right? And it looks exactly like it does in the movie, or in the TV show, or the comic book.
Well, it looks like it does in a movie. I don't want something that can fucking blow flames on my legs while I'm driving it.
Fine, it'd be cool though.
I think another one would be cool. Would be have Lone Wolf McQuaid's fucking what is it? A Bronco
Blazer.
Yeah, I couldn't think, but that would be fucking awesome.
Big Renzo says Airwolf. That's a great one. That's a great answer. Fucking Airwolf.
Just a tricked out Bell T-22 helicopter.
Which tragically crashed and killed people on board after its servicing on the TV show.
I mean, if we're going like sci-fi, I would want the spaceship from Flight of the Navigator, because that motherfucker can go through time.
Yeah. And it can morph and change and shit.
Yeah, fly anywhere, and it doesn't even leak.
Although I wouldn't mind having a fucking Death Star.
Touche.
I was gonna say, if you're gonna go that way with sci-fi stuff that can go through time and space and whatever, might as well just go full on TARDIS.
Oh yeah, the fucking TARDIS is the best one of all because it's literally everything and anything you want.
Yep. Now, if I was going to pick a real world car from a real world movie, I would pick a Tucker. Then I'd sell it somebody for $3 million and get whatever the hell I want.
Those things are fucking like, what did they make? 50 of them?
Yep.
Yeah, I think they made 50 of them. That's it.
Oh, 48.
48. Are any of them still around? There's like only a couple that still exist, right? Complete.
One sold for $3 million. Was discovered in a barn in Ohio, number 48. So they were 50 of them. 51.
Have you guys seen those new Corvette hybrids?
Why would you do that to a Corvette?
Okay, so they didn't. It's got the full Corvette motor, like C8 Corvette motor in the back, but then it's got electric motors on each of the front wheels with a separate system. So it's actually the fastest Corvette that's ever been produced by a significant amount.
Can it just run on electric motors if it wants to?
Yeah, it's got like a quiet mode so you don't wake up your neighbor.
That's cool. That's cool. If you've still got the full engine capacity and performance, but you can switch it over to that if you want to, that's cool.
I don't know if it does highway miles on that, but like the quiet mode will get you away from your neighborhood without waking up neighbors. You can you know what I mean? And then you turn on your fucking motor.
A lot of modern supercars has gone to that with the hybrid model because it's full-time power all the time. It's actually basically extra horsepower.
Well, I mean, Teslas are still faster than anything, right? Like, isn't that the fastest car?
No.
Well, they're quick. They're not fast. They're quick.
Not top speed, but like quarter mile, let's say.
They're the fastest, but they're really fucking quick.
There are supercars that's actually hybrids that smokes it.
I'm talking like factory, not like modified.
I'm talking about a Bugatti Veyron will smoke that in a heartbeat.
Huh. All right.
Josh T said the real life version does everything it does in the movie, can be anything. He followed up with this super chat.
Well, if it's got to be an Earth-based vehicle, I'm going DeLorean. If it doesn't, I'm sticking with TARDIS. Yeah. Because either way, you got time travel.
Yeah, TARDIS is probably the best call.
Yeah, because they wouldn't really do anything.
Especially if it's a TARDIS that actually has its camo system fixed.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. But even if it doesn't, I'm okay with the blue box.
Oh, yeah.
By the way, has anybody kept up with Doctor Who? I haven't since they went to that new Doctor Who.
I haven't either.
And I watched the first season, and it was so fucking bad that I couldn't watch anymore.
She's
and I know they got rid of her. They killed her off. And now they're replacing her with David Tennant again for one season. Before
Actually,
the
it's
new
not even
Doctor.
a season. I think it's only like a couple episodes.
Yeah, it's like a couple movies or something. I can't remember what it is, but so I'm mildly interested in it again because Doctor Who was one of my favorite shows of all time. I grew up on it. I loved when they brought it back in 2005. Like I loved the Chris Eccleston version, the David Tennant version, the Matt Smith version, even that one dude that I'm blanking on his name right now. Peter Capaldi, I thought had some great storylines and did a great job as Doctor Who. Not as good as Matt Smith or David Tennant, but I still thought
he started out good. Then his show like got weak. Like, they started bringing in the bad writers and stuff.
Yeah, it kind of petered off, but like I still enjoyed the show overall until they brought that new chick on, and everything just went to complete shit.
They changed show writers, everything. Showrunners and
I have hope because they're bringing back what's his face from the David Tennant era. I'm blanking on his name.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. I can't remember either.
Russell T Davies from the Chris Eccleston and David Tennant era, and he's now writing the show again, which is why he's bringing back David Tennant temporarily. So I have faith the show might actually get good again. I don't know, but I've also been told like to know what's going on, you really do kind of need to watch the shitty episodes to understand what's happened.
During the shitty time with Jodie Whittaker, the Doctor's no longer a Time Lord.
Eduardo Espinoza says Magic School Bus. What's the difference between the TARDIS and the Magic School Bus?
I have no idea.
Because the Magic School Bus turns into anything you want it to be.
I don't know. I've never watched that show. I'm not a child.
It's a book.
Nor was I a child in 2004, whenever that show was on or whatever.
Is Frizzle a
It's a
Time Lord?
book when we were kids, dude.
Well, if you think about it, though, maybe the bus is actually a working TARDIS.
Maybe.
If it's
I thought that show was in the 90s.
It was a book when we were fucking. Did you guys not read books?
I never heard of Magic.
Never read a book. Got it.
I never heard of Magic School Bus before the TV show, which was when my children were young.
Huh. We read all the books when I was like in
first I had ever heard of
first grade, second grade.
I don't know, dude. I was reading Star Wars and Star Trek books back then and comic books. I wasn't reading fucking.
Right. I'm talking about in school, not like what you read when you were doing what you wanted to do.
Yeah, we didn't.
I don't ever remember Magic School Bus.
I don't either.
School Bus was never part of our curriculum.
Yeah.
Jesus. All right.
I'm too old for it to be part of my elementary school, so.
Must be a Yankee Northern thing or something.
You fucking Yankee.
Yeah, I don't know. I never heard of it before it was a fucking shitty cartoon.
But basically, like that's what the TARDIS is, right? Like, oh, we're going to the ocean. We need a submarine. Form of submarine. Go, right?
No, that's not what the TARDIS is.
Oh, well, that's what the Magic School Bus does.
I don't know. Good times, though. Good times. Anyway, what else do we got? I feel like there was other stuff I wanted to talk about, and I don't know if we've talked about any. Oh, dude, there was one thing I wanted to talk about.
Phoenix.
For any comic book fans out there. It was recently released that there's going to be a Black Hawk movie Jared, you know what I'm talking about? Black Hawk from DC Comics.
Black Hawk.
The World War II fucking fighter pilots. They all wear the black suits and shit.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
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 From DC, like fucking Wonder Woman.
Yeah. That they're gonna do a movie about that, directed by Steven Spielberg.
Really?
Because he loves World War II shit, and he's looking to do kind of a big budget fucking movie. So they're because Black Hawk, like, nobody had powers or anything like that, but they were like again, I haven't read that and I never really read it that much, but I haven't read Black Hawk shit in 30 fucking years or more. So I don't remember a whole bunch about the characters, but they were like a special forces team of fucking pilots and shit back in World War II. And I think they extended beyond World War II and whatever else. I don't know.
They'd be like Hydra if Hydra was good guys.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
And
like
anyway,
working for us instead of the Nazis.
Now I like Steven Spielberg. I like almost everything he's ever done. He rarely makes a shitty movie. And him doing World War II shit, I think, is a great fit. Again, don't know a whole lot about Black Hawk because it wasn't something I was really that into because of the fact that it wasn't superheroes and shit.
I have to say, though, their costumes are kind of not cool. They kind of look a little obnoxious.
Yeah, I'm sure they're going to update them.
That's an interesting look.
But, yeah. Yeah, I do. They were pretty, I think, there was a time when they were fairly popular, I guess. I didn't read a lot of Black Hawk shit. I know they brought them back in the 80s, and they did like a whole new fucking run of modern Black Hawk fucking stories and shit, and they would occasionally show up in other comics and stuff. And again, it wasn't really my thing, but I remember who they were. But yeah, apparently.
Do you think there was really like an organization like that working for the Allied forces during World War II that had access to some sort of advanced technology, special forces type shit?
I mean,
Or were
probably.
they all just like General Army with a couple dudes who were like gung ho?
I'm sure that we had special forces types of shit going on back then.
Yeah, and people experimenting certain guns.
People, the stuff that they didn't want people to know about and that kind of shit. I'm positive we did.
Well, I'm saying like that we still don't know about because yes,
Yeah,
there was a certain amount of that did go on. That like special operations. There was like the plan to blow up that dam with the fucking like technology with the barrel that would spin and drop off of the fucking plane or whatever. You know what I'm talking? You know what I'm talking about? Mythbusters did that show on. Yeah, like there's stuff like that we do know about, but I'm pretty sure that there's stuff that we don't know about too.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Ledley says From season 2 starts tomorrow.
I know you're not supposed to say anything. It's a surprise.
The what now?
From? Have you watched that show From?
No.
Okay, so there's a show that came out like 2 years ago now at this point, called From, and it's kind of like it's very. I don't know if you like Stephen King. I love Stephen King books. I've read almost all his shit.
Oh hell yeah!
It's very Stephen King-esque of a show. It's like a bunch of people trapped in this fucking town, and like occasionally new people will drive through town, and then once you drive into town, you're stuck there.
Oh.
And then there are these creatures that come out at night that kill people. So at night, this whole town has learned to fucking barricade themselves in their houses every night.
Previews for that.
That sounds familiar.
It's very like Stephen King mixed with Lost. Anyway, the first season was really good.
Yeah.
And season 2 starts tomorrow. So
I can't wait.
Who does that show? Like, where's it from? Like, what station or whatever?
It's on one of the streaming channels, but I don't know.
Not AMC. MGM.
MG, is that what it is? I can't remember. It's one of the ones I don't have. I watch it on that fucking website. I don't watch it on.
I will say your website probably has it there.
Okay, well, answer this one. Is it gory?
Lenny says Epics. It's on Epics.
Oh, Epics.
Yeah.
Do you remember on Nickelodeon back in the day, Are You Afraid of the Dark?
Yeah.
Like 1990s. I forget what year.
I was a little old for it, but I remember it when it first came on.
Dude, there was this one episode that I watched when I was a kid that kind of freaked me out. That's always stuck with me for some reason. You remember on the milk cartons how there would always be a picture of a kid? Like,
I know where you're going.
Yeah.
I know where you're going with this.
So there was a universe where the milk carton kids were pulled into, and that's how they ended up on the milk carton. And the only people in the milk carton universe were the lost kids, garbage men who were trying to like hunt down the lost kids, so they were always picking up trash, and then like one milkman who was like searching for the kids. And like you had to try to find the milkman, and if you could find the milkman, then they would take you back to your parents, but if the garbage men found you, then you were dead. But you could go anywhere and do anything because there was nobody anywhere, so you could like take anyone's car, like you drive around in a Ferrari all day on empty highways and eat whatever you want because the mall's fucking empty, and like you can get like Cinnabon every day.
Huh.
I always thought it was just, for some reason it just stuck with me all these years. I don't know why.
You want to go to that universe?
I did.
I don't know, man. I don't want the garbage man getting you.
Yeah, I think I could outrun him.
The show that freaked me out as a kid was y'all remember Freddy's Nightmares? So they did a TV show after, I want to say after Nightmare on Elm Street 3. They did a TV show that I think only lasted one season called Freddy's Nightmares. And it was like every episode was like hosted by Freddy. But
Oh yeah, I remember that.
a different show. And there's this one that freaked me out as a kid. And it wasn't even like the episode. It was like this little intro piece from before the episode. And it was primarily because I had just, probably not too long before that, watched The Day After. Remember The Day After? Fucking show that freaked everybody out in the 80s about nuclear.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I just watched that like probably not too long before this. And they dropped an episode where the opening of the episode was like, at first you thought it was a fucking commercial for a board game. And I think the board game was called something like Nuclear War. And it shows this family in their living room playing a game about like kind of like Battleship or something, you know, advertising for this fucking game. And the game's called Nuclear War or some shit. And but they're doing stuff like real nuclear war is happening outside, and they're like slowly losing their hair while they're playing the game, and their teeth are falling out, and all this fucked up shit is happening.
They showed that. The funny thing is, I did not know it was from that. They just show a whole clip of something and you don't even know what it's from. I've seen that.
Yeah, and it's like set up like a commercial for a board game.
And now that you're talking about it, I remember exactly what you're talking about.
That shit, because The Day After freaked me out as a kid. Because remember how hyped up, even though we were at the tail end of the Cold War, like the Cold War was really hyped up in the 80s. You know, Gorbachev and we could get wiped out by nuclear weapons at any time. Like it was a big deal. They promoted the shit out of it to scare the shit out of everybody, right? So I'm a kid in that time. I've just seen The Day After, and then I'm watching this fucking commercial on Freddy's Nightmares. And like, yeah, it freaked me the fuck out as a kid.
Didn't they advertise a game like that on one of the RoboCop movies?
Yeah, where the dude gets covered in that shit and like melts away.
Well, they actually had like one of them RoboCop movies. They actually advertised a game, thermonuclear war, and actually showed like a mushroom cloud in the middle of the game.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Shit. Sounds like the same fucking thing. Yeah, no, this shit freaked me out as a fucking kid, man.
See, I never even knew that was a show until I just saw like Red Letter Media did like a little snippet. I haven't watched it yet, but I thought it was gonna be like some Nightmare on Elm Street, like like a show. But since you like saying it's like something different, right? It's like Are You Afraid of the Dark, like that type of stuff, right? It's episodic.
Yeah. Freddie just hosted the show. Like he would do the show, and he would pop in between the commercials and shit. You know, but like the show itself, each episode was different. It wasn't about the show itself. Wasn't about Freddy.
Okay. Yeah. See, that's multiple reasons why I never seen it. And you said it was before my time, so it wasn't in the 90s. So
yeah, this was like mid 80s. Yeah, this would have been like mid 80s.
It's crazy. I remember when the fucking Berlin Wall came down. I remember watching it on TV live with my mom and being like, I was too young to understand the significance of it.
I understood the
Like, I'm
significance
old
of
enough
it.
to remember it and to like know that it was a big deal, but I didn't understand why.
I understood it also because right before it happened, I got to see David Hasselhoff sing live in front of the Berlin Wall. Y'all remember that shit? He went to fucking Berlin. He went to Berlin, Germany, and
Here's
was.
a nice little bit of trivia. You remember the show Laugh In?
Oh yeah, hell yeah, I love that show.
They predicted the year the Berlin Wall come down.
They did.
That it was a joke segment. They said that in 1989 the Berlin Wall come down, but they had a punchline. It'll be replaced with a moat. But they got their year right.
Like the fucking Simpsons predicting all the shit they've predicted.
Mm-hmm.
Or that TV show that was about 9/11. Like,
Oh yeah, the Four Horsemen.
I forget what it was called right now.
Yeah, it was the spinoff of X-Files. It was the spinoff of X-Files.
It's called Four Horsemen. That doesn't sound right.
No, it was the Three Wise Men, or I can't remember what it was, but it was those smart dudes who figured shit out and were the conspiracy theorists on X-Files. What was the name of that show?
Yeah, but the first episode, the pilot episode, was about a group of terrorists who wanted to take over airplanes and crash them into the World Trade Center.
Yeah.
So that they could start an unending war in Iraq and Afghanistan and foreign countries.
I can't remember what the name of that show was, but yeah, it was a spinoff of fucking X-Files.
And the CIA was getting lazy with copying that plan.
Well,
that's
I
who
can't
the
remember what it
CIA
is.
hired.
Like on the tip of my fucking tongue.
Yeah, me too. I can't remember.
It was like the Three Wise Men or the Four Horsemen, or I can't remember. It was something like
it was. I don't think it was a number.
Yeah,
no,
it
was
wasn't
three
that.
guys. It was three dudes.
Well, yeah, but the name of the show wasn't that. That's what
Yeah.
it was called, but that wasn't the name of the show.
Now I gotta fucking find out.
As soon as you say it, I'm gonna be like, God fucking damn it.
Let's see. Spinoff of X-Files. The Lone Gunman.
That's what it is.
The Lone Gunman.
Yep.
Yeah, I remember that show. I
They
never watched
had that long-haired blonde dude with glasses. That was.
They were the three conspiracy theorists that used to help Mulder and Scully occasionally
Mhm.
in episodes, and then they gave them their own show for like a season.
Oh, yeah.
How did that
Yeah.
go?
I don't remember. I may have watched a couple episodes. I don't know. I also didn't
Yeah,
watch
what-
X-Files. I never really watched X-Files. I saw a handful of episodes here and there.
I said, go back and watch it, man. It's pretty good.
Yeah,
I
actually,
heard it was really good. My
go
niece,
back.
my niece was obsessed with that show, and she's been trying to get me to watch it for years. Because it was kind of after her time. Like when that show was on, she was like a little kid because she was born in like '94, right? She was a little kid when that show was on, but she went back and watched it like 10 years ago and became obsessed with that fucking show. And she's been trying to get me to watch it for like 10 years.
I bet
Yeah,
you.
didn't they bring it back a couple years ago?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was about to ask that because it kind of holds up because I saw it 6 years ago, the old stuff. But I was going to ask you, how did the new one that just came out that was continuing? Did it spell out?
Season of like maybe 8 episodes, and it apparently didn't do well because they didn't bring it back.
Oh yeah.
I bet you'd be able to figure out what like the 10 best episodes of the original X-Files fucking. Because like going back and watching the entire thing is a daunting fucking experience,
Oh,
right?
I'm sure, because you're talking what 8-9 seasons back when they used to do 20-something episodes a season,
Right.
of
Yeah.
an hour-long show.
So you're looking at
A lot.
summer of fucking.
Like a
It's not that bad. I've watched it. It's not that long.
No,
But
it is a
Didn't they
show-
also do an
it is a
X-Files
show-
movie?
It is a show that I've wanted to go back and watch. It just has seemed like such a daunting task to get into that many episodes. I haven't done it.
Yeah, so you should Google like top 10 episodes of
Yeah.
X-Files and
Or
just
like
start
the
with those.
must-watch episodes. The ones.
Yeah, or something like that, and just watch like the
Yeah.
like the minimal that you'd have to watch to get like the cream of the crop or whatever
Yeah.
you want to call it.
What's funny
not
is
really,
one
because-
episode that I actually did watch back in the day is the one episode that today is deemed as like one of the most horrific episodes of television ever, and that's the one where the lady had all the fucking the redneck lady had all the fucking incest babies. And they were all fucking like. I actually did see that episode when it premiered, and
Is that
was
the one
one of those episodes that like they never played again because it was so fucked up and disturbing.
Damn.
Yeah.
I remember one that they had alien culture that had created these little robots to go around to different planets and feed off of organic material to reproduce themselves so that they could continue to explore and send messages back to the home world as they explore. And they were just cockroaches, but they were like mechanical cockroaches. That
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
yeah,
I
they
remember
like
that.
fucking like killed people and shit when they found out about them, and like they'd self-destruct when they were like captured, and yeah, they were like smart ass fucking mechanical cockroaches.
Yeah,
They had a bunch of bug. They had a bunch of bug episodes.
But if you wanted to create something to explore the universe, like it's a really smart way to do it.
Yep.
Right.
They had a bunch of interesting
But the
bug
only
episodes.
one I remember is when he actually found his sister. You know how his sister was abducted by aliens when he
Now you just
finally found
spoiled
her.
something for me, you motherfucker. Why would you do that? I was just telling you I want to watch the show, and now you've just told me she's alive and he finds her.
Well, no, I'll say this for his sake. Like you were saying, watch watch 5 random episodes. You won't even get a chance to understand because there's a lot of different plot points that happen.
Yep. And that's the other problem is it's such a complex, ongoing show that's interconnected with other episodes that happened before. So if you watch 10 episodes, they're going to reference things that don't make sense.
Mm-hmm. One of my favorite ones is like they had one based off like kind of like The Thing. They had their own little style of it, which was pretty cool.
Didn't they also make a X-Files movie?
Yeah, it was gay.
Wasn't that good?
It was capital gay.
Well, they did 2 movies, didn't they?
Yeah, they made 2 movies.
Nobody says anything. God damn.
I just remember the one with the bees.
No one says anything about what?
That was the first one.
I was trying to rage quit from the chat. Nobody gave a shit.
Yeah, no one cares.
Yeah, we were just talking, man. The show goes on.
Welcome to my life.
Oh, Matt, come back. I'm just looking screen. You were gone.
Well, to step away from X-Files, y'all talking about the Berlin Wall coming down when y'all are kids and stuff. I remember the Apollo Soyuz mission. That was one of the earliest important things, I guess you could call it. Growing
First
up.
thing I remember as a kid, the first big major story I remember as a kid was the Challenger disaster because we were all watching it in class.
Yep.
When it was happening. And we were all
God,
we got
make me feel even older than I already do.
It was a teacher who died too.
That's not related to me. I was feeling nutsack.
Yeah, they rolled the fucking TV to the front of the classroom.
They were all proud because they're like, I'm a teacher and this could be me, so watch this.
Yeah. And then
I saw a video the other day that actually explained that the crew of the Challenger, that shit was fabricated. They didn't die because there was somebody that actually went and found each person that supposedly died in the Challenger explosion that was still alive and doing what, this by the same name, same age. It was like years later. They looked the same. So it was like a big thing that it was fake, basically.
I was 5 years
Okay, that's horse shit. But anyway, they really died.
That's crazy.
They didn't all die from the explosion. They died on the impact from the ocean.
I do vaguely remember it though, like not as vividly because I think I was in preschool. I wasn't even, or in kindergarten. I wasn't even like first grade yet.
I do remember the terrible jokes from afterwards.
Yeah. Need another 7 astronauts? That's what NASA stands for. Remember that one?
It was like a.
Damn.
One of the astronauts had dandruff, and like, how do you know? They found their head and shoulders.
Yeah.
Dude,
Shit.
I only know
Yeah,
one.
and that teacher had blue eyes. One blew this way, one blew the other way.
Yeah, exactly. Because you got to understand, we're a bunch of grade school kids who didn't like their teachers, right? Like, we're making up fucking jokes left and right. Like, yeah, it was not cool, but we were kids, so
yeah.
Let's see, y'all talking about watching it happen in school. I was in the Navy, and we were in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, testing out some equipment, and I could see the smoke trails of it going up when it launched. I mean, we couldn't tell what it was, but we could see the smoke trail going up. And then when it exploded, we all ran to the nearest TV.
I didn't know
you. There's no way that could be the shuttle.
You know what's funny? You brought up an interesting thing that was probably never affected with me as me being younger. Is we never really saw like, oh, this is a historical event we're watching on television. Probably the closest thing is what, 9/11, and even that I saw that way before we even went to school.
That's like, what was the name of the second shuttle that exploded?
Columbia.
The Columbia. I was actually outside, and I watched and heard and felt that motherfucker explode.
Dude, I was not far from you. Remember, I was not far from you.
Yeah.
And that morning, I thought a car hit my house.
It was fucking gnarly.
It fucking woke me up, and I was like, what the fuck was that? And I remember going outside going, what the shit? And it wasn't till hours later when I went to work that I found out, oh, yeah, the fucking shuttle blew up across North Texas.
Yep. We actually had to stop practice because, for one, our catcher was on the volunteer fire department. He got called up to go help secure the landing sites where a piece of debris was falling. But we also had to stop practice to go inside because that shit was raining down over our heads. There was shit that fell throughout Johnson County, fucking Hood County, and just like all around us. It was fucking landing, and we had to go inside for safety.
That's crazy because I remember that shit too, but I don't remember it as being that as big of a deal. Like, oh no, a shuttle blew up and some astronauts died. That sucks.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like we had the fire department called and fucking debris raining down and.
Dude, it went on this fucking cross all the way across Texas from South Texas to North Texas. It was like a fucking debris was spread hours and hours and hours away.
Oh yeah, it was fucking gnarly. I mean, I'll never forget that. Just the feel of it, the concussion, and just the sound of it. It was just,
dude, it was so fucking loud. Like I said, it woke me up in the morning. I thought it sounded like a car hit my house.
Yeah,
like the whole fucking house shook, and I was like, "What the fuck?"
We didn't know what it was, and because it was so loud, we actually kind of hit the dirt. Everybody, the whole fucking team, the coaches, everyone would drop to the ground because we didn't know what the fuck it was.
After the in Colorado, after the Aurora movie theater shooting, the Batman shooting that happened, you guys remember that?
No.
Well, there was the premiere of Batman. Fuck you.
Yes, of course we fucking remember it.
God damn it, I hate you. Anyway, dude who did it lived I don't know, 1,000 feet from the place that I lived at the time, and the police showed up at his apartment to fucking kick in the door, and they were afraid of booby traps and shit, so they used explosives to fucking blow open the door. And we were out in the back patio smoking a cigarette. And we just hear kaboom, 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 kaboom. What the fuck was that? Yeah, they were blowing up his fucking apartment.
Damn.
There you go.
That's one of those that was bigger deal to me because of where I lived than probably other people because of where you live,
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, because the shuttle was right over my fucking head.
When that happened, I made a whole fucking video on YouTube about y'all better be ready. They're gonna try and take your shit.
Dude, and a girl that I'm talking to right now, she was there that night and is still freaked out about guns a little bit, which is ironic.
All right, let me get this super chat real quick. Dom's Vibrating Bicep says, dude, I remember as a kid doing the nuclear attack hide under the desk drills. This is really not going to help out, but okay. Yeah, we still did the thing. We would do the go out into the hallway and do duck and cover by the lockers.
Yep.
They didn't do it under the desk. They would have us all go out and go kneel down in front of the lockers in the hallway. I was like, okay.
They did that with tornado drills as well.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
I guess this is going to help. Like, I don't fucking know.
It was basically most look like a psyop, just keep people from panicking because
Yeah.
they're all going to die.
I remember when we had the tornado go over the school and rip part of the fucking roof off. Like, we were in class and the teacher was, I can't remember what she was doing, but we had windows on one side of the fucking classroom, and the teacher was not looking, and it was dark and raining and the wind was blowing and all this shit. And we had, I don't know how big they were because I was a little kid. I don't know fucking that kind of shit, but like, they had planted at some point a bunch of trees around the edge of the fucking building by where all the windows were. And we were sitting there and there was a bunch of us, and one of those trees, and again, it probably looked bigger than it was, but I mean, these are trees planted in the fucking ground, right? One of the trees blew by the fucking window. And we went, wait, hey! And the teacher looked, and she's like, "Okay, go to the hallway. Go to the hallway."
I was gonna ask, what did they make you do for a situation in tornado? Did it make you do that duck and cover situation?
Yeah, go kneel by the lockers. That's what we did.
Yeah,
by the lockers.
It's like, what was that movie that had the actress that played Lori Grimes, and it was a storm chaser movie?
Not Twister.
No, not Twister. It was more modern. But anyways, they had a scene where the tornado was coming through, and they all went into the hallway and hit by the lockers, and the tornado came and ran over the school and stuck several people out through the fucking roof because it ripped the roof off.
Matt, what were your lockers made out of?
Probably tinfoil.
So they thought they were awful safe.
Yeah, no shit, right?
Yeah, for all
I guess the thought process behind it was because the hallway is more interior of the building as opposed to the classroom.
Well, if you think about
away from windows,
we grew up in an era where the walls were painted with lead paint, so maybe they were a little bit of a fallout shelter.
The paint makes that lead paint makes it better.
Yep,
it's Superman X-ray vision proof.
The movie was called Into the Storm with the chick that played Lori Grimes.
Oh, I remember that.
She
movie.
was a storm. She was a storm chaser.
And I remember that movie. I think I watched it once. It was okay.
Yeah, it was all right, but it just showed that how it's pointless to go in the fucking hallways at school and hide. It's not gonna fucking save you.
Yeah,
I mean,
the thing with going under your desk during a nuke, right? Like, here's the thing: either it's going to be so close that you're all going to be vaporized and cooked to death by radiation, in which case, being under the desk, standing up, doing anything you can possibly do doesn't matter, or it'll be far enough away to where the only thing that's going to happen is like broken glass flying and fallout in a little bit, in which case getting under your desk and protecting your head when glass is breaking is actually probably going to help you, you know?
I agree with you on
that. It'd be like the dream that Sarah Connor had when the fucking bomb started dropping and she was hanging onto the fucking fence, screaming as the children are getting instantly turned into ash. And
right. I mean, and if you're close enough, like, there's nothing you can do, you know? Like,
exactly.
Kind of what's going to happen.
Well, in that situation,
I grew up in Houston, Texas, so I had no delusions I was going to survive any nuclear attack.
Well, we
all knew we were dead.
Well, I mean, that's a different story, though. But when you all live in an area that has tornadoes, I'm like, why you live there?
You ever wonder if that's the rapture?
No, never have.
You never thought about that?
Never.
It's never crossed your mind?
Nope.
Never, not even right now, it's not crossing your mind?
No.
Nope.
The rapture is made up bullshit.
It's not biblical enough.
I'm just saying, like, what would a scientific explanation for millions and millions of people being whisked away to heaven without really dying? How do you make that happen?
Transporters?
Fuck you.
it would be the rapture, but in the Bible, it doesn't actually ever say the word rapture.
The rapture is a fucking made up thing that somebody took some shit in the Bible that and said, well, I think it means this. And then the rapture became a fucking thing only in about the last, I don't even think it's been 100 years.
I don't know about that, but
because there's like there's the rapture, and then there's the 7 years of fucking shittiness, and then Jesus comes back with a sword for a tongue and strikes down the devil, and then there's 1,000 years of peace, right, or whatever it is. Isn't that something like how it goes?
Only 1,000 years.
It's talking about. I'm not getting into a Bible discussion here, by the way, people. Just so you know, but what it's talking about is that when the end times come, there it mentions 144,000 people that will go with God in heaven. That they took that and took the idea that, you know, Satan would be unleashed on the world as if to mean like, oh, well, people are going to get raptured up into heaven and they're going to be fine. No. The 144,000 has its whole own mythology in the Bible about who these people specifically are, and it specifically says when they die, they will be a part of the 144,000. And they will join God in heaven. Everyone else, after during the 1,000 years of peace, when Jesus rules over the world, those people will get to live forever in paradise on earth. It had nothing to do with rapturing people up, like fucking no. They have to die. It said in the final generation of man, 144,000 people will be chosen to sit in heaven with God. Those people, when they die, will go to heaven, and everyone else. Because again, this is where the idea of heaven comes from in modern Christianity, is like, oh, you go to heaven when you die if you're good. Well, no, 144,000 people will go to heaven when they die. Specifically chosen people by God will go to heaven. Everybody else, if you were good enough to make it, will get to live on earth. That's it. And it had the rapture was something that was spun out of that. It's made up. It's not in the fucking Bible. Okay, it doesn't have anything to do with what's actually in the Bible. Just like heaven is, the whole idea of heaven, and that, oh, if you're good, you go to heaven. No, very, very few people, relatively speaking, get to go to heaven. It was 144,000 people. That's it. Through all of mankind, 144,000 people will get to go to heaven. That's what the Bible actually says. If you're good, you get to stay on earth, a paradise on earth under Jesus' rule. That's what the Bible says.
I can deal with that.
Shit that's spun out of that people fucking made up over the last 2,000 years, like the rapture, is not fucking in the Bible.
So when do you think the rapture is going to begin?
It's not going to.
I mean, we're talking to Preacher Matt here. He got his credentials.
Sorry, I had to.
Anyway. And I don't know where to fucking go after that. Shit.
It's ma'am.
How about them Cowboys?
How about them Cowboys? Fucking shit.
How's the weather up there in Texas? It's hot out here.
I didn't want to talk about this new show on Peacock, I think it is, called Mrs. Davis. This is one of the weirdest fucking shows I have ever seen, yet it was strangely very interesting, and I couldn't stop watching it. There's 4 episodes out on Peacock right now. You don't have to watch on Peacock. Just fucking watch it on the website. That's where I watched it. But if you have Peacock, I mean, why not? Although I think Peacock has commercials, but whatever. I'm not going to tell you too much about it. I will warn you, it's fucking weird. Okay? It takes place in a time, which it doesn't really say like what the date is, but presumably it's a few years from now. Maybe slightly in the future, but nothing looks futuristic or anything. When there is this AI that everybody uses, okay? Like people don't use Twitter or Facebook or YouTube or anything anymore. They use this fucking AI, right? And like everybody fucking uses it all over the world. They wear these fucking earbuds in their ear. They can talk to her, ask her any questions, fucking whatever. It gives certain people little missions to go on to fucking.
I think I've seen previews for that.
Yeah, and anyway, there's this one lady who's a nun, who.
What was it called again?
It's called Mrs. Davis.
Okay, yeah, I want to watch that
because that's what the AI tells the main chick, the nun, to call her. So, anyway, it's her. She fucking joined a convent and all this shit and blah, blah, blah. And I'm not going to get into why, because that's all spoiler terrain there. But like, the point is, she does not like this AI, and I won't explain how, because again, I feel like this is spoilery. But there's an AI that everybody listens to. There's a nun that hates this AI that has never talked to her. And somehow this nun ends up on a quest for the Holy Grail. I'm not going to explain any more than that. It is a weird fucking show, but it's good. I don't know like what else to say about it. I would just say watch it, see what you think. There's 4 episodes out. It's weird as shit, but by the time I got through the 4th episode, like I'm like, God damn, I just want to watch more. I want to know what the fuck's gonna happen. Like, it's fucking weird. There's weird shit going on. Like, I'll just tell you right now, fucking Jesus is in this. Like, it's a weird. There's AI and religion and Jesus and a nun, and then like rebels. And all kinds of weird shit. At one point, there's a giant fucking Excalibur sword, and it has something to do with British Knight shoes.
Okay.
If that does not sound weird enough for you, then I'm sorry. Okay? Because seriously, I'm not kidding you. All those things I mentioned are in this, including the fucking weird link to the Holy Grail with British Knight BK shoes. Okay? This I at this point 4 episodes in, I barely know what the fuck is going on, but I want to keep watching it because it's very interesting. So I would say check it out. It's definitely worth a watch, but be forewarned, you might be confused because I was.
I mean, it sounds interesting. I'm curious. I got 2 questions. 1, is there demons? And 2, what's so good about the Holy Grail?
I don't know. I can honestly say I don't know if I can answer those questions. I didn't see any demons. And as far as the Holy Grail, I don't know. This nun's on a quest for it because somebody told her to find it. I'm not going to say why. That would be spoilery. But she was told to find the Holy Grail. When she's told that, she doesn't even believe it's a real thing, but she's told to find it anyway, so she does. Well, she doesn't find it. I haven't seen her find it, but like she goes on a quest to try and find the Holy Grail.
It was made for you, Matt, because it's got British Knights in it.
Yeah, which I love BKs, man. I was a huge fan of BKs back in the 80s and 90s. I own a pair of BKs. Huh?
You still have BKs.
I know, that's what I said. I still have a pair of BKs. I fucking love BKs. Those are
like
my
I said, he's a preacher.
Like
That's
those
his holy
shoes I wear when me and my wife like go to the movies and shit. I wear my fucking BKs.
What if the Holy Grail was like in 1911 that was brought back in time and given to Jesus?
Maybe.
Like,
I don't know. I
son.
honestly, at this point, don't know. This show's weird enough. That could be the answer.
Oh, I was talking like real life. Never mind.
Oh, maybe. By the way, I got to address something that somebody said in the chat. Ledley's Anarchy says Betty Gilpin is mega hot. God damn, no, she's not. What the fuck is wrong with you?
I don't know, Matt. You got to pull up a picture. I got to see.
Betty
Is
Gilpin
that bad?
is not hot.
She's the one that played the wife of Chris Pratt in the Tomorrow Wars.
I think that's her. Yes. And
We need a picture.
And she was also in that movie about rich,
Where they got kidnapped.
Yeah, where the rich liberal people were fighting a bunch of rednecks.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, that's her.
Oh, she looks
She's
okay.
not hot at all. Like, she's got a jacked up looking face. And no offense to her, because she is a good actress. I mean, everything I've seen her in, she does good. I do not
She's
find her attractive.
She's a butterface.
Yes,
Pull up a picture.
She's a butterface. Everything looks good, butterface.
So more reason for me to skeet on her face.
Yeah, exactly. Skeet, skeet. Skeet away, my good
I
sir.
didn't know it was going to turn into that kind of show, but
In fact, I might. No. Wait. The funny part, I might go and do that in an hour.
Ah, TMI.
this is her.
Yeah, I'd do it.
Oh my god!
See, told you.
Yeah,
I mean,
I'd
she
fucking
looks
do it.
good, but I mean, I wouldn't say she's like super fucking hot.
No, she
Is
looks
she
like
the hottest woman I've ever seen? No.
She looks
Would I
like
do
some
it?
chick that you would see at Walmart at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yep, that's my type. You nailed
Okay,
it.
well now we know your type. Fucking redneck
Geek,
Walmart
motherfucker.
3 in the morning.
Okay, but to be fair, Matt, if the thirst was real, you would.
No.
No.
Does it remind you of your ex-wife? Is that why?
No, not at all. Yeah, no. I'm good, man. I'm good. Thank you, but no thank you. Look.
So, what would you rather? Would you say she's at least hotter than fucking Hillary Swank?
Oh, Jesus. That's like picking between 2 piles of dog shit.
Oh, no, this is a good one. This is a good one. Matt, would you rather take her or Lizzo?
Well, at least with Betty, she's got a nice rack.
Well, so does Hillary Swank, but like when that's all they have, like, look, you can find nice tits anywhere, okay?
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry. No, this chick is not good looking.
I feel like
she's a good actress. She does very well in this show. I'm liking the show. I like her in the show. And the couple of other things I've seen her in, does very good in those parts. I do not consider her attractive at all. So I'm sorry, Lead Lace. You're just wrong.
Yeah.
You're just
She did good in that movie. I don't remember the name of it, where the fucking liberals kidnapped a bunch of rednecks and they were hunting them
Yeah, it was
down.
a good movie. It was a good movie.
Yeah, I forgot the name too.
And she did very good in that movie, but I do not consider this chick attractive at all.
No.
So like
She's okay.
I was saying, Matt, would you rather take her or Lizzo?
Matt doesn't know who Lizzo
At
is.
least I do now because of Mandalorian. At least with Lizzo, I might get some money out of it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh.
Just
Matt's
saying.
just taking one for the team, or he likes big butts and he cannot lie. I'm not sure which.
I like a big ass.
Yeah.
Other brothers didn't when a girl walks in with the itty bitty waist and that round thing in your face, you get sprung.
Who sings that song?
Sir Mix-a-Lot.
You should let them do it.
Well, Betty is worth $2 million.
Fuck you, Honda. You dickhead.
All right.
Her net worth is $2 million. What's Lizzo?
Just be forewarned, Honda. The next time we meet, my size 15 fucking boots going right up your ass.
Well, Lizzo's got to be some money. Lizzo's worth
Catch me
$40
first.
Lizzo's worth what?
$40 million.
$40 million. See, go where the money is, people. Go where the money is.
Well, I mean, she'll cook you some good meals.
Yeah,
That's
for
what
like
she
5
wanted.
years, that's going to be what? Like, you know.
Well, the problem is, though, will she leave you any? Any food? Whoever.
Just tell her you're going to buy McDonald's. She'll give you your credit card.
For $40 million, she
And
might
you
buy
bring
it.
her back to store.
Just saying.
Being worth $40 million, she's probably got her own McDonald's.
Yeah, fuck
Right.
yeah. You can get a fucking Happy Meal anytime you want. Fuck yeah.
What sucks about Lizzo is she's in a position where
You've got
she's
one of
like
her-
own being bigger, right? So now if she tries to lose weight or do anything about it,
She'll
like
get shot.
everyone's going to be mad at her.
Yep.
Like everyone's going to be mad at her.
That happened to
Adele.
Adele, right?
Yep, that happened to
lost a
Adele.
bunch of weight, and they gave her shit for losing weight. It's like,
For
what
getting healthy.
the fuck is wrong with
Oh
you?
God, yes, it's horrid.
Phobic to lose weight.
It's like for getting healthy, that's so wrong.
Mhm.
Every time you lose weight, you're killing fat people.
Isn't Lizzo starting up her own fucking reality show where she's looking for other fat backup
Yep.
dancers?
Yep.
No idea.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was,
Yeah, I thought I saw something about that.
No, don't care.
that was like 2 years ago.
I didn't like. I'm like with Matt. I didn't know who she was until she popped up with Mandalorian.
Yeah, that's all I knew.
Yeah.
The only reason I knew who she was is because of
I
that.
had heard the name Lizzo.
Yeah,
Like, I
that's
was
it.
aware there was a singer named Lizzo, but I couldn't have fucking picked her out of a lineup.
The
Right.
I'm surprised you
Only
never heard
thing
of her music. My girl
the
likes
only
her music.
thing
I'm just like,
I knew about her, I knew she was overweight, and they talked about her wearing skimpy clothes and being overweight. I
Yeah.
had
I've
no
heard
idea
her
what she
music.
looked like, and I was just like, when she showed up, the Mandalorian's like, who is this? I had no idea. It's like, why they get these people be in the show?
Yeah, I just thought she was just some. If had I not known she was in that, I would have just thought she was some random actress that they just got to play that role. Like,
I didn't know it was Lizzo until after it aired. When people started talking about Lizzo, it was in The Mandalorian.
Yeah.
Oh, is that who that was?
Yeah,
I know y'all don't follow pop
I would have
culture like
watched
that.
show, and the only thing that would have pulled me out of that episode was fucking Jack Black.
Yep.
Fucking Jack.
When
Black.
I first realized who she was is when she fucking played that that fucking, what is it, a flute or clarinet or something that was.
Oh yeah.
Like
I do remember
$100.
that story. I do remember hearing that story, but I never fucking I don't ever remember seeing like a picture of her or anything. So I didn't know what she looked like.
I don't know why everyone was getting so upset about that.
What?
Like, why was anyone upset about a musician playing an instrument?
Yeah, I don't know, because it's not like she went and jacked it and did, like, it was given to her by the people.
She like broke it, or like nothing happened to it.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
not
I don't
like
know. People
Kim
got really
Kardashian-
upset about it for some reason, and I'm
like
like,
we were talking about before. It's not like Kim Kardashian wrecking Marilyn Monroe's dress.
yeah,
for
that was actually
Yeah.
fucked up.
That
I
or
don't know.
was it Kurt Russell smashed that fucking
Yeah.
the guitar?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I like the whole Lizzo thing. I don't know why people. I think people just want to be mad at stuff sometimes, so they just find things to be mad at. So I don't know. I don't see why it's a big deal. I don't give a shit. Like,
The smoke says Honda has a Missy Elliott poster above his bed.
The only thing above my bed is America's flag, or the battle flag, as fucking Northern Corey likes to call it.
Oh, I was gonna say, what battle flag we talking about? I was about like,
No, apparently, according to some people, and I don't know if this is true or not, I'm assuming it is, because why would you say it if it wasn't, that the United States flag is actually the battle flag of the United States, and there's a different flag that represents the USA?
which flag would that be? Somebody enlighten us. That's the thing. People say stupid shit like that, and it's like, well, what's the other flag?
He had it hanging up behind him.
It was the East Coast Corey fucker. The
Yeah,
handicap.
I'll try to find it. I don't know. I'm not promoting this. I'm just, repeating what I heard.
I was thinking the Dixie flag.
Chris W says, speaking of Mandalorian, he thinks Gina Carano is hot.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Sneak deep to the face.
No shit.
Sky's blue, water's wet.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
Gina Carano probably kicked my ass, but she is definitely nice looking.
Yeah, just don't make the mistake of going down on her, because she'll break your fucking neck with those thunder thighs.
Isn't she winning some kind of lawsuit with Disney over all that shit? Because they broke her contract.
God, I hope so. I so hope
I
so.
read a story that she's like gonna win some sort of lawsuit over that shit.
And I would think it'd be an absorbent amount of money.
Yeah.
Because number one, it's Disney. And number two, it's The Mandalorian, which is like their most popular franchise right now.
Yeah.
I guess it would just depend on how long she was contracted to play that role as Cara Dune.
Yeah, I don't know.
I remember it was longer enough, but remember they already kicked her out. So they were dumb enough to fucked up on that point. But good.
Yeah.
How do they explain
Take Disney to the ground.
How do they explain her absence in the show? Didn't they say something about it?
No, they haven't. They just haven't mentioned that character.
They did explain it in season 3. They said she was promoted after capturing Gideon to a task force, like a special forces task force.
Well, that was supposed to be the Rangers. That's
Yeah.
what she was supposed to be anyway, because they were going to do that Rangers spin-off show where it was going to be her and a bunch of other people, and it was going to be a show about the Rangers, doing whatever the fuck they're doing for the New Republic. But then they decided, I guess, not to go through with that show if she wasn't, because they couldn't have her on it, and she was going to be the only character anybody fucking knew from the show. So I don't know.
Man, she really pissed them off, huh?
Over a tweet.
Yep.
Actually, over live.
Over a meme.
What was the tweet? What was the meme? What was it?
Well, okay, so it started with her putting her pronouns in her Twitter bio because she was told to do it and she thought it was stupid. So I think she put in her Twitter bio my pronouns are beeboo bop beep or some shit like that. And they didn't like that. But then she
was
tweeted
actually
something out.
being harassed for months and months.
Yeah.
on Twitter.
And then because of all the harassment from that, she tweeted something out basically, and I'm paraphrasing because I don't remember exactly what the tweet was, but it was basically something along the lines of, yeah, you know, nowadays anybody who even is portrayed as conservative is basically treated the same way the Jews were during World War or right before World War II.
I do remember this. Yes. Okay.
And that's all she said. She didn't cuss. She didn't say anything racist. She was just like,
she made a really
I
poignant.
don't even remember if you said conservative, but yeah, but you just said, and you know, just getting persecuted in general, like relation.
They
It's a really good argument.
He was being anti-Semitic.
Which is the
because
complete
she was making a
opposite of what
reference
she
to
was
the
being.
brown shirts during World War II. So
She was being the opposite of anti-Semitic. She was saying
exactly.
Basically, don't
yeah,
let them divide us.
Yeah.
The post was like, during World War II, the Nazis did not round up the Jews and pull them out of their houses. They convinced their neighbors to do it for them.
Yeah.
Don't let the media divide us. That's what it was.
Yeah.
And then they said that was anti-Semitic.
Which is not anti-Semitic at all.
Nope.
No. Not even close.
With the pronoun stuff, it wasn't even Disney that initiated it. It was like people on Twitter wanting her to put her pronouns in because she's the strong woman on there, so she must be a lesbian.
Yeah.
So they wanted to put her pronouns in.
But she's
Oh,
not.
Yeah, I don't know about that,
Yeah.
but
They-
remember, it's like a media, you know, fluff. Like, you know, got to look good in front of the cameras, all that stuff. Everybody wants to put their pronouns and stuff. So, because they were getting at everybody. That
all
was
the crazies on Twitter started harassing her nonstop, calling her bigots and transphobes and everything else, and constant attacks and lies about her nonstop. She didn't understand the whole point of the damn pronoun stuff. She actually went to Pedro Pascal and talked to him about it. He explained it, and she made a statement out. I respect it, and I have respect for the people going through this stuff and being marginalized and stuff, but I'm not going to put the pronouns in it. I just don't want to do it.
Yeah.
They started attacking her more, and Disney did not have her back.
It's because she didn't just cave and fall in line with the rest
she
of the
did eventually
fucking
put
narrative.
the pronouns on her Twitter, which
That
was
took
like,
her nonstop attacks. Disney refused to help her, so she finally just put the beep boop bop just in protest, and that's when Disney pulled her from all the promotions of season 2.
Yep.
It's funny though that the people attacking her probably, and I don't know this for a fact or anything, but the number of people that are attacking her is probably in the order of like 1,000 or maybe a couple thousand people.
Yeah.
Because of the way that the internet works and the way that, you know, people take information in when someone's writing a message about you to you, like calling names about, it's hard not to take that personally. It's hard not to take it like it's from someone that you know, that you have to respond to. Because the thing is, like, internet people, and I like had to learn this one the hard way, unfortunately. Internet people will do the things that internet people can do to get to you.
Yep.
You know? And if you let them and if you show them that it's getting to you, they will just do it even more. And more and more and more and more and more. And they'll pile on and they'll tell their friends, and their friends will think it's funny too, so they'll start doing it. And then pretty soon, you've got a whole brigade of people attacking you on Twitter about your pronouns, or like giving you shit because you decided to stop smoking pot for a little while, you know, or whatever it is.
Well, I would say it's a little bit more worse than that, Honda, because remember, these people trying to affect with people's livelihoods and jobs and stuff.
Oh yeah, and like that's another level to it. And once there's enough of them dogpiling on, and you're in a position where they can go after your job, you know.
I had like correct somebody the other day, like and they believed the whole anti-Semitic stuff and didn't understand. I thought she was just being an ass about the pronoun stuff. When I explained everything, and it's like, oh shit, yeah, that's her personal business. They should leave her alone. after I explained it.
Which is too late now.
Yeah.
Well, and the other part is like you got the media that likes to spin things in a way that creates more drama because that sells, right, Matt? Drama's good. Everyone likes drama. That's what a good show is when it's full of drama and
Well,
nothing.
I got tickled at some. There's a douchebag toy channel influencer. When she got fired, he started celebrating on Twitter, and he lost thousands of followers over that. He eventually he was acting like it's no big deal. That's people I don't care about if they dropped me for that. They eventually deleted his tweets though because he started bleeding subscribers like crazy.
Do you think if they offered her that rollback, she would accept it?
No,
shouldn't.
No, because she was more. The only way that that would have maybe worked for her if they would have Disney would just flat out made a whole apology thing, and they're not going to do that.
They would have to do like a full apology.
Yep.
And there's going to be some big money and change hands for. She'd even consider that.
Yeah.
That's
never going to happen.
No.
Yeah, they're in a Bud Light position. Like Bud Light's losing money over this shit. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
But they did.
Bleeding.
Stupidly, they have not come out and actually made a real statement. But they did basically fire the advertising VP.
Yeah, I heard that.
She's taking
But
the lead.
it's too late.
Yeah.
Well, they're in a position where they can't say anything about it because if they say anything about it, they're going to rile up the entire left. Like if they make that apology that everyone's asking for, the left is going to go fucking nuts.
Well, it'd be better.
They go, what we're saying.
It would be better for them then because they've lost their majority of their customer base.
Yeah, well, I mean, there are some people who still drinking it, honestly, but they're not selling nearly as much as they were, for sure.
The most people.
No, I've seen a video of a guy that works as a delivery driver for Bud Light and everything, and he's like, "People, please buy this stuff because this is how I put food on the table to feed my kids." And I was thinking, just get a different job.
Well, it was bad. Same video. He was actually talking and basically telling Anheuser-Busch, y'all screwed up. He's at the end of the video. He's like, thanks, Busch.
Yeah. And there's another guy that worked for, I think it was like a distributing plant or something for him, and lost his job. And he's like, one thing you could do instead of just throwing it all away is pack it all up and ship it to him. And I forget actually what he said. Basically, make them work or piss them off. I don't remember. But he gave the address out and everything. Everybody loves drama, right?
Where did Matt go?
I had to take a piss.
You got sick of the drama? There's too much drama and he had to go away?
I had to take a piss, man.
Drama.
Couldn't take the drama anymore?
You got a super chat.
Take the drama.
Yeah, speaking of drama.
Super chat from Josh T says, read my last message. He said, never enough ammo. I would totally be Gina's man whore if I got the chance, and apparently I can't super chat the word whore. Well, that's bullshit.
Why are you showing
Honda, this drama goes to you.
Yeah, well, this is remember, this is YouTube. Trying to be squeaky clean. We can't say certain words.
I don't know why you're showing your fan. That's weird.
I can tell you my fan.
I had to.
God damn it. All right. Well,
she's got some nice big old jubilees though.
She's got Poco Ghiblies?
Jubilees. Big old melons.
The Pocos? Bodacious Tatas?
Poco and Ghibli.
I mean, X-Man caught my eye on that.
Good time.
They're Deadpool.
Yep.
She's gonna do a superhero landing.
Oh, that was so. Is a rated R movie when it didn't get to see her boob when it fell out of her shirt.
The
crosses was too polite. It's like, you're
Dude, I miss the old days when movies would just have like they would find an excuse to just throw in some tits into a scene.
The good old days.
And now it's like they find an excuse to get two dudes to make out.
The horrible days.
Right.
Yay! Well, today we're living the dark times, dealing with the Empire.
Oh, I am caught up on Ted Lasso.
Oh, you are?
Yep.
Fucking love that show. God damn, that show's great.
I blew through like seasons 1 and 2, and 3 seems like it's got a tone shift. And it's all right, but I haven't liked it as much.
I don't know. I'm seeing how it'll turn. Like in the last episode, they just came out with that fucking triangle fucking thing. So I think they're going to start winning again.
Yeah.
So I think the tone's going to change because the tone this season has been very much like they're losing all the time.
It made no sense too, when Nate leaving the team too.
What's it basically about?
So it is about a football coach from Kentucky who gets hired as a soccer coach in the UK.
Oh yeah, that's right.
He was he wasn't a pro level coach. He was like a college level.
Yeah. And I won't tell you why he got hired or any of that shit because that's all spoilers for the first season.
Yeah.
But it's really good, man. I like the show a lot. It's one of my favorite shows currently right now.
One of the biggest issues with season 3 though was like he's been there for 3 years. And he still hardly knows jack shit about the game.
Yeah.
It's like, come on. His co-coach is like he knew from the get-go. He was reading on the airplane like and knew it.
Yeah, no, I like the show. Me and my wife watch it all the time.
I like Roy.
Oh, Roy's awesome. Roy's the best character on the show. Roy's great.
A horrible choice to play Hercules in Marvel, but he's great in that show.
Yeah, I think he is an absolutely horrible choice. I don't know why.
He's too damn small.
He is. The dude. First of all, is only like 5'9", 5'10" tops. He's not a big dude. Like the dude. I can't imagine. Like I've seen some amazing transformations in Hollywood where people get all jacked and buff. But that dude needs like about 60 pounds of muscle to be anywhere close to what Hercules should fucking be.
Mm-hmm.
He's
just like Chris Pratt. He went from being, over 350 pounds or something like that to playing Star-Lord all ripped and shit.
You're going to have Chris Pratt, 6'2", tower over Hercules.
Yeah. It doesn't make any sense. He's not a big dude.
You know what's sad? To me, I'm 6'2". I don't consider that big. But according to Hollywood, like James Gunn, he hated when he didn't know how tall Chris Pratt was when he hired him on for like Guardians of the Galaxy. He's like it took forever to find actors big enough to play around them. How little are these people?
Yeah. Well, I'm only 6'1", and like just in everyday life, like I guess because of where I fucking moved, living down here in a border town, but like I'm taller than everybody.
Yeah, you're still a midget.
Compared to you fucking 7'14" motherfucker.
Yeah, you're a goddamn Sasquatch.
Yeah.
He's not that much taller than me. So he's not that tall.
Did you get your Batmobile?
The what?
Your Batmobile.
Fuck no. They sent me a thing saying, we can't deliver it when we said we would, which is like on the day they were supposed to deliver it. And then said, but if you'll approve it, we'll, we won't cancel it. We'll just send you another one when we get more in stock.
I didn't get that. They just fucking canceled
it. They let me approve it to get delivered on a new date.
They canceled mine outright. I didn't get a damn email saying, can you?
Yeah, I had to go in and approve the for it to still get shipped. But it's
I've gotten that before, but with mine, we canceled your Batmobile. Fuck you.
That's
They
bullshit.
waited till the day it was supposed to be delivered and then sent me that fucking email. And I was like, and I was waiting on it too, because like it still hadn't shipped. And I was like, man, I know it's not coming today.
What burns me up even more is like they didn't cancel yours, but I'm pretty sure I ordered before you. Because I think I sent the link out to you after I ordered.
Yeah, no, you did. You ordered. We ordered on the same day, but you ordered like several hours before me. You had already ordered when I ordered mine because we were talking, and I ordered mine while we were talking, but you had already ordered.
The only consolation, I'm almost tempted to just wait now. You know he's going to make a second batch of these because it's too popular. Maybe they'll fix the canopy on batch 2.
Well, I'm tempted to go up to Quinn's whenever he gets his in. I don't think he's gotten his in yet.
Yeah.
And just get one, and if I can get one, then I'll just cancel the one on Amazon. So, but I don't like that the fucking canopy's all fucked up on it. So
I don't think
being gray.
Yeah, fucking canopy's gray. Like the fuck. So
Yeah, not the most, nice looking color.
I mean, the rest of the thing looks fucking great, but it has a gray canopy instead of a black canopy. It's a fucking Batmobile, dude.
I messaged Quinn Comics on Facebook. I don't think he actually monitors his Facebook account. Somebody else does because he act like he don't know who I am when he chimes in on our chat all the time.
Are you talking about that dude that was on your chat the other week or whatever?
Quinn? Well, he's in the comments of the chat. Yeah, he owns a comic and toy shop near me.
He's probably just not on the night because I didn't simulcast this one.
Oh,
he usually comments on my channel.
I said, take you go there often to and check out what toys he got out there, huh?
He said he's going to get his release date through my distributor is 4/26/23.
Yeah, so he'll have them next week.
I think Honda was talking about.
He usually puts out all his new toys and shit on Wednesdays.
I think Honda was talking about Ace from Ramen Toy.
Oh, Ace? No, that's a completely different dude.
So many dudes.
He actually manufactures. He has a toy company. Ace does.
Yeah.
That's fucking great work.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking for. My only complaint is like he's trying to get the Universal license. He's talking about doing the DeLorean first. If he gets the Universal license,
yeah.
Like, I think it's a mistake because NECA's bound to make a DeLorean.
Yeah.
And it's going to kill their. If NECA announces that while they got it in development, it'll tank their sales.
Yeah.
They're going to give you a Universal vehicle. Do not.
Rider.
Yep.
The fucking 18
van. The 18 van, Knight Rider, Fall Guys truck, all that's NBC Universal.
Yep.
Hell,
in the Coyote NBC Universal too?
Probably.
Yeah.
Remember that TV show, The Viper?
Oh, yeah. That was supposed to be the second coming of fucking Knight Rider. It was a pretty cool show. I liked that show.
Yeah.
I don't remember a lot about it. I just remember I liked it.
He had that horrible, try to revive Knight Rider in the 90s called Team Knight Rider.
Oh, I remember that. Yes. Oh, my God. It was like Voltron without all the cool aspects of Voltron because the vehicles didn't come together and form anything cool.
Well, the motorcycles did form a car.
Well, yeah. But other than that.
And they're all Fords.
Yeah. Fucking stupid shit. And then when they did Knight Rider, remember when they brought Knight Rider back in the 2000s and Val Kilmer was the voice?
Yep. When he still had
and then
a horse.
it was a fucking Mustang. What the shit?
Yep.
What? Fuck no. I love Mustangs. Don't get me wrong.
I guess I don't remember that.
Knight Rider should not be a fucking Mustang. What the hell?
It even had powers to transform too. Remember it turned into a F-150?
Yeah. Yeah, I remember.
The car from that series too was actually a transformer too, and actually turned into a robot.
That'd have been more entertaining.
Every time I hear Knight Rider, I still can't help but think of that episode of Supernatural where fucking Sam gets turned into Knight Rider car kit, and fucking Dean has to drive, and he's like, "This is so weird having you inside me."
Yeah.
What's one of the things too hurt that 2000s reboot with basically they treated it like a sequel series. With the Mustang.
Yeah.
Because Michael Knight actually showed up in the pilot. The main character ended up being Michael Knight's son.
I don't remember much about it. I'll be honest. I might have watched a couple.
It was. I think I watched the first season or part of the first season, and it just got too corny. It's like most of the show was just they all young hot actors. What can we do in the story to make sure they're in their underwear or a swimsuit? That was basically
so
the main.
Honda would have loved it then.
Yeah.
That
Kind of like dudes and speedos.
More excuses to show titties, you know.
Yeah.
That was mainly the plot of the show.
I'm just saying, like, those back in the day, they used to find a way, you know?
Like today on Knight Rider, this woman's breasts must be saved.
And then she, like, drops something. She's like, oops. And then she, like, bends over all slow motion in front of the camera while a saxophone plays.
Yeah.
Like, I missed that shit, bro. I used to, you know.
Showing off her pooter cooter. Yeah.
On this episode of Knight Rider, Michael taps that ass.
I feel like Michael was tapping ass every episode. We just didn't quite see it.
Yeah, Kit was his wingman.
Yeah. That was the real plot of the series, just getting Michael laid all the time. Let's tell this chick we can help her and save her. All right, kid, let's do this. Yeah, just that shit all the time.
Playing your background music when the stream starts. It's not playing now.
Oh, shit. I forgot. It goes off after a while. It's only an hour-long cut. There we go.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's playing in Kit all the time.
Yeah. That's what Kit plays in the fucking car.
Yep.
Bonnie helps. Michael helps Bonnie install the software.
Well, you know he was nailing Bonnie. You know he was. Bonnie, though, not that replacement chick, the blonde. Fuck her. No. Bonnie was.
There's a Knight Rider historian channel on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
They found the trailer and they're working on restoring it.
Really? That's cool.
They found the semi and they got the trailer.
That's pretty cool.
They got a lot of stuff from the show and the props and actual screen use parts.
All right. Jesus Christ, guys, we've been going 3 hours and 15 minutes. It's time to go. It's time to cut this one off. I got to get
No.
I got like a movie to watch. The new movie Ghosted came out this weekend. I want to watch that.
And we got tomorrow's chat too.
Yep, tomorrow's chat.
Oh, I didn't send the links out for that.
Nope.
Oh crap.
Yep, it's time to wind this one down into the ground, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people of all genders.
It's Mr. Color Paint.
Funny thing, I was just about to leave too. Got to go to a party.
Oh, going to a party. Is it in Compton? Or are you going to a hood party?
No, surprisingly, this one ain't a hood party, but it's a mansion, and I guess I'm gonna feed on somebody's face. There's a pool and a dance floor.
Oh, nice.
Fucking youngling, gotta go party.
Going and partying.
I rarely go party, man.
Like if somebody that I know is like, oh, we're having a party, I'm like, I have to work.
Right. Well, I gotta work in the morning, but I'm still gonna be partying.
I've got to wash my hair.
I'm old. I need sleep.
I don't want to go to parties, man. I barely want to go to like fucking Christmas dinner and shit.
You know what?
Well, funny thing is, I don't go to. Ironically, even though the parties I go to are kind of a little wild in the zone aspect, I don't go out to clubs and stuff like that. I go like, let's kick back, or let's go play video games or hang out and eat, with the dudes and stuff.
Yeah, I don't do parties anymore. I did many parties when I was young. And that was cool back then.
When you hit your mid-40s, the best party is when you close your eyes.
Yes.
It sounds like death. It sounds like deep sleep.
Glorious. The best party is like having had a good meal and then getting to like get in bed in my bedroom, and we've got the 70-inch TV in the bedroom, and put on a good movie and just get all comfortable. Like,
Yeah.
watch it in bed. That's a fucking party right there.
Right. Yeah.
And then if
I said
if it leads to mutual blowjobs, all the better.
Right. I've said for years now, I wish I could go back and cash in all those fucking naps that I refused as a kid.
No shit, man.
I fucking love a good nap, dude.
I mean, I like it too, but it was weird because I'm one of them kids that just like to stay up because I feel like the day is passing by.
No.
Yeah, I used to never sleep too. Now I sleep a lot. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, that's the one thing good about
as much as I can every night. That's how much sleep I get.
Man, that's the only goodest time I ever get to go to this party because I get to sleep on Sunday at work. So
Now my
I
mid
ain't got to
30s,
do shit.
the mid 30s to around about 40, I went through patches like insomnia and wouldn't sleep much during the week and sleep on the weekends. But now I take every opportunity I can to get a good nap in.
Dude, if I could sleep 12 hours a day, I fucking would.
Exactly. Yep.
Oh.
I slept till 10 o'clock today.
Talk
Woke
about a
up,
good time.
worked in the garden, and fucking took a nap for a couple hours. It was glorious.
Yep.
Talking about good times right there.
Fuck yeah. All right, guys, that's it. We're going to get out of here. We will see you guys back here on this channel. Well, one of these two channels, since I'm broadcasting on both. On Monday for the Guns Geeks podcast, and on the other channel, well, I got some videos to upload, but other than that, we'll do the next live chat next week, which I will do it on time next week. I had shit I had to do today, so that's why we did the chat late. But we will see you guys later. Have fun. Deuces, yo, all that good shit. And enjoy the rest of your fucking weekend.
And customizing tomorrow
Stay
night.
geeky.
Yeah. So
Prince W's only 5'7".
Nerd alert.
Everybody get geek on.
Peace, all you neckas.
He's a man.
Later.
I couldn't say the word.